Round one, fight!
What is up, guys? Bonesaw is ready. I gotta do my little catchphrase there, but I'm ready for this tonight. So, welcome to Tournament Fights, episode number 63. This is the Lonely Marks featuring Jordan and Chris Scott, talking about some movies featuring professional wrestlers, excluding The Rock. I'm not going to include The Rock here because The Rock will have almost enough for his own tournament. We might splash in some other popular wrestlers for a tournament down the line, but we wanted to include some of these other wrestlers that may not get talked about quite so much. So when the movie comes up, we'll let anyone from the Lonely Marks tell us which wrestlers in the movie, because I can only name about half of them. I can't name them all for sure. So me and Chris will be the more casual fans, but we have seen most of these movies at least. We might be more casual on the wrestling side, but we're huge movie fans, so we know a lot about the movies at least. So, but I'll go ahead and before I go too far, I'm Jordan, the movie hero Anderson. I don't have my screen name up, but if you're tuning in for the first time, I'll be your host tonight, and I'll go ahead and introduce my guests for this evening. Start with my co-host Austin Pez Howell. How's it going?
That's right. No, what's up, Jordan?
Got the muscles.
It should be a lot of fun. We got the Lonely Marks in the house tonight, the whole crew, ready to break down the wrestlers in this movie, as we said, excluding The Rock, because I believe we're going to do Hobbs versus Shaw, essentially, Rock versus Jason Statham at some point. So that's what we'll do. We're saving The Rock for that, because, he's got like 40 some odd movies, so it's just too many. It would be overwhelming for Dwayne Johnson, so we've got everybody else in here represented, but it'll really be good. But we'll save Dwayne Johnson. He'll be on another episode, we promise. It'll be a lot of his.
Yeah, but speaking of Hobbs versus Shaw, that one might show up because it also has John Cena in it. So.
That's true. Yeah. No, that one does not have John Cena. It just has Hobbs, Shaw, and Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns is in that movie. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
So
John Cena's in like F9.
John Cena's in F9, which is in the tournament for John Cena. So, but no, Hobbs and Shaw features Roman Reigns, current WWE Universal World Champion. Yes.
Yeah. And we also have joining us tonight, Chris Scott.
What's up, guys? Glad I could join for another episode.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's going to be pretty exciting. Yeah, as you kind of said, I love movies, but I'm kind of somewhat of a casual wrestling fan, although my roommate David watches a shit ton of wrestling, and my wife loves wrestling, especially freaking Roman Reigns. God, and I forgot, like he does such a damn good job in Hobbs and Shaw. God.
Yeah.
So good. Yeah. But I'm excited.
Yeah, he does a good job playing one of the Rock's like relatives of some sort.
It's all of his family, and they go tribal on the terrorists in that movie. Yes.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I did watch some of SummerSlam. Without spoiling anything, I'll just say Brock Lesnar. That moment with Brock Lesnar was pretty cool. I'll say that. But anyways, we'll bring up next Richie Goodcare.
I changed my name just for this.
Looking
forward to it, man. It's a good topic. I'm on wrestling high at the moment because even Raw was good this week. It's good. It's a change. There's a change in the air, and I like it. There's good quality. So I'm looking forward to it, and there's going to be some like bad movies, but some fun bad movies, and there's going to be some decent ones. So
Yeah. And then we also have joining us Mr. JPO Jordan Owens. How's it going?
Hello, lovely to be here.
How's that
pussy? Oh, he's good. Yeah, he's a big fan of the See No Evil movies with Mankind. Aren't you?
These are abysmal. Probably one of the worst things he's ever made. No.
Mankind.
Yes. And Roman Reigns with no lines was so good in Hobbs and Shaw. You're
Hey, he went ooh
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. In the script, yeah.
Yeah, and just for the experiment, I wanted to see where Jacob's going to end up here, because usually, like, since he's kind of like partnered with the channel, he popped up at the top, but we'll see. I just brought him in last just because I'm curious, but we have Jacob Barber in the house.
Hey, there he is. He pops right in there.
Right up the top. Yeah.
Still in the middle, but look,
yeah.
I can fix it.
Oh, it's all good.
Yeah. Well, once I start Venmoing Jordan money and we can add more people to the thing, I can add myself and I can play around with it on my Chromebook. So
yeah.
Yeah.
To do that too. Yeah. Yeah. That way, if you guys have any random like things you want to pop up and just do like a movie review or just something random, whatever you want to do. So yeah, we're always down for that. But we'll jump into it. So Austin, you want to explain how it's going to work?
Yeah. So
the bracket.
Yeah, it'll be like every other tournament fights. We've got 64 movies thrown in here with the caveat of, again, excluding Dwayne Johnson. He will have his own versus episode against Jason Statham. But we have wrestlers that are featured in movies. We first kind of whittled it down with all theatrical releases. We don't have any of the goofy straight-to-DVD stuff. We said we have enough to do all theatrical. Richie was my special guest consultant while we were putting this list together late one night.
All of us, but you lied.
Yeah. Well, you guys bumped off the stream, so Richie's the only one that hung around. That's your fault. So
never a set time. We said, "Well, we'll do some time." Sure, yeah, okay.
Well, we were about to start it, and y'all left. That's okay.
We're psychic. We're psychic, Pez. You're right. I'm sorry.
So
I don't care as much.
And it's mostly wrestlers that at least have had some kind of name role.
It's fine,
or at
Jacob.
least
We
a
probably haven't seen
supporting
half of these anyway.
Yeah. If Jordan Anderson has seen like 45 of these, I guarantee y'all have seen most of these. So,
I was looking at the list. I was surprised how many I actually see on the
Well, there's two in front of me. Which one do I want to watch now? Let's see.
I will leave it up to y'all how you want to judge the movies. Fight by fight. If you want to judge the movie versus movie, that's one thing. If you want to do like I might do and judge the wrestlers' impact on the movie or their character or how good they are in the movie versus the other wrestler in the other one, that might be how we do it, since that's what's kind of tailored to. I'll leave that up to y'all as we go through it, but we'll see. And obviously once they come up, we'll explain which wrestlers are in which movies and kind of what kind of role they have in it, and then we'll go from there. So we'll start with JPO once we get to this first one, and we'll move it up the ladder up to Richie and Chris. And I do have our tiebreaker rules when we get there if we have a tie. So we'll just
Secret Agent Club is not going to be on the list. That's actually
Secret Agent Club. Okay.
Actually,
That's what you mean, though, Pez. Yeah, it's going to depend on the round, each round, how I kind of vote.
Yeah. We'll see how it pans out. We'll explain who's in what movie and however you guys want to vote on that. Because there's an objectively really great movie on here that features a wrestler that's kind of better than every movie on here. So if that one goes through, that's fine. Or if we want to judge the actual wrestler, that's you can go that way too. You'll see it when we get to it, but it's a pretty obvious one that we talked about even on Rankum. So we'll get there when we get there. So yeah.
I know exactly what you're talking about now.
Yep. This is tournament fight, so you can vote for literally any reason that you want to. So like Austin said, vote for the wrestler that you like better, or the impact they had, or just vote for the movie, or just make up a reason. It really doesn't matter. We like to have fun on tournament fights. So yeah.
Jordan, you have too many S's in your name. Looks like Bones' Saw is ready.
Yeah.
Bones' Saw. Bones.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Bones' Saw is ready.
Bones' Saw is ready. Yeah, just returned from the shop. Ooh, yeah.
Well, to be technical, it is his saw, right?
I think and Randy Savage saying it, he may throw an extra syllable in there too with Randy Savage. To be fair, Bones' Saw is ready.
Yeah.
Let's get into this first match.
All right, let's go.
Saw.
Let's go, kids.
The lonely marks are ready to throw down. So let's go.
All right. First match. We got Spectre
versus Universal Soldier: The Return.
I didn't know we were going to start off with the squash match, but that's fine.
Yeah. All right. So we have Inspector. We have obviously Dave Bautista playing the big henchman of the Bond film, and Inspector. And Universal Soldier, he made it on the poster. He's right there, Mr. Bill Goldberg, as a big time henchman. And that movie needed attempts to spear Van Damme into an elevator, I believe, at one point. So, all right, Universal Soldier: The Return versus Spectre or JPO. Luke kicks off.
Yeah, I mean, this one's pretty easy for me here. I love the first Universal Soldier. It's a big watch as a kid. This one, man, I mean, even Goldberg, this is right at his prime. That's why he makes the poster. Even though it's kind of similar to, like we said, Roman earlier, I don't really know if he has many lines. He's very much there just to be an opposing badass here. But movie falls apart. It's a really bad sequel. That's why it took so many years. Actually, no, we've never really had a theatrical one actually since this one. It's all been direct to DVD kind of messes. So, not a very good movie. While Spectre is not the best of the Bond, there's some good stuff in it as always. There's not a horrible, quick film out there. Good fight scene with Batista himself. So, Spectre easily.
All right.
Yeah.
And Richie?
Yeah.
No, actually, I don't think Spectre's a good movie either. So it's hard.
Yeah. It's not great.
I think it's one of the bit. Yeah, like with Goldberg in the movies, he's like, you know, a lot of the wrestlers show up that do like cameos. He finds himself in like decent roles in movies. Like, yeah, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know actually. Yeah.
Goldberg don't like jobbing out to no small role.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know he doesn't say much in this, but yeah, no, I remember it not being a great movie, but this I think because it's more of a substantial role than Batista, I'll go with Universal Soldier.
Yeah.
This is great. At least Batista has a good role. Oh.
Yeah. Well, Chris, what do you think?
This is an easy vote for me. A Spectre is so much better. Hands up. Easy. Chris is a Universal Soldier. Yes, a Universal Soldier is okay for what it is, but it's nothing amazing. Spectre's a solid film. I know I know it gets a lot of hate from people, but those people can eat rotten eggs.
Universal Soldier: The Return is not okay.
Yeah. But Jacob, what do you think?
Yeah, surprise. Haven't seen either of these movies.
Surprise.
No, I'm pretty sure I'm just on here because I'm a wrestling fan, but that's okay. You know what? I prefer Batista as a wrestler to Goldberg, so
thank you, Malcolm.
I'll go with Spectre.
Yeah. Well, Austin?
And I actually don't think Spectre is a really bad movie either. I think it gets a lot of hate. I think Quantum Solace is easily the worst of the bunch, and even that is not that bad. And I think No Time to Die actually remedied some of the stuff in Spectre. So when you watch them back to back, it's not bad. So, and Universal Soldier: The Return is easily the worst of the series. Actually, even the ones they did after that, like Regeneration, are better. Even as a movie and as a role, it's cool seeing a wrestler play the big henchman in a Bond movie. Like, that's always cool. So, I'll go with Spectre. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm kind of with you, Austin. I don't think Spectre is a bad movie, but I think that maybe compared to other James Bond, like it might be one of the weaker ones, but it's not really like terrible. But it has some pretty cool scenes, like the whole like Day of the Dead scene at the beginning when they're like running around and they all have the masks on. Like, that's really cool. And then also like Batista's role in it, because he's just like a big brooding henchman. He doesn't really say much, but he was in the movie a decent amount though. And
that's fine for a Bond henchman though. He doesn't have to. Like, he don't need it. He can just be the big badass that just beats people up. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's a pretty good fight scene on a train that I like with Batista. So and I've never seen Universal Soldier. I've only seen the first one. I haven't seen any sequels. So I'll vote for Spectre. All right, Spectre's going to take it pretty much squashed. That's what you predicted. Squashed Universal Soldier.
Richie ruined it, Richie.
It's ironic you mentioned Day of the Dead, because isn't he in Army of the Dead?
Is this what you were talking about, Pez?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
This might be what I'm talking about.
Godfather.
Oh, actually,
he's Man on the Moon.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know what I'm doing.
This is interesting. So again, I'll just kind of do the setup real quick before we get going. The Godfather features Lenny Montoya, who is Luca Brasi in the film, was a wrestler back in the 50s and 60s. So Luca Brasi, the big guy at the beginning, was a wrestler. So yeah, that's what I was referring to when I was like, there's one movie that kind of stands above all the other movies on this list, and that's this one.
Yeah.
And then obviously Man on the Moon, Andy Kaufman had a very famous feud with Jerry Lawler, who plays himself in the movie. So there's your wrestling connection. So
And Jim
Richie,
Ross-
Yeah,
Ross
and-
in it.
yeah, well, Jim Ross is on commentary as well. Yeah.
I also want to shout out Malcolm's comment. He's like, Universal Soldier returned longer than the combined length of Goldberg's wrestling matches in 10 years. Yeah, he hasn't had too many.
I'm sure
And the
there's
ones he's
short
had
films. There's short films that are
have
longer
been
than his
bad.
recent run.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But
Yeah.
Richie, you're up first.
Yeah, I mean, like, if for a movie that got, you'd think Godfather would squash things, but for I mean, Man on the Moon's like decent competition for it. Like out of all the things on the list, it could have did. There's definitely things that would just it'd be a squash. It's not really a squash. Man on the Moon's a really good movie, and Jim Carrey's great in it. So, you know what? I don't mind if Godfather goes through, but I'm gonna go Man on the Moon. I think it's really good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, Chris.
I don't get the love for Man on the Moon. I hated that movie so much.
Wow.
The Godfather, it's a freaking fantastic movie. We were kind of just talking about The Offer and kind of the making of that, and I didn't know he was a wrestler, so that makes it even more badass. Definitely The Godfather.
Yeah.
Jacob.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed Man on the Moon. I just watched it for the first time earlier this year, and I absolutely loved it. I thought it was a great movie. I think Jim Carrey was fantastic as Andy Kaufman, and Jerry Lawler's a lot of fun and playing himself, and hearing Jim Ross on commentary. You know, prime Jim Ross, and not nowadays Jim Ross, where it's like maybe not Jr. Maybe time's up. So yeah, you know what? I'm gonna use the logic here. The Godfather is on a lot of these lists. Man on the Moon hardly shows up. I'm going Man on the Moon.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to go with my wrestler in the movie logic. While Luca Brasi's great, the performance was kind of like the actor was kind of so bad that they had to incorporate him practicing his lines because that he was so bad, so they used that in the plot, kind of in the movie. The fact that Man on the Moon has wrestling sequences and features real wrestlers playing themselves and things like that, and it's more of a significant role of the movie, like a wrestling centered thing. I'm actually going to vote Man on the Moon on this one. So yeah.
Yeah. For these movies, like, I know that I have an unpopular opinion, but I think The Godfather is just okay. I don't think that it's like some masterpiece like most people do, but that's just me. I got a weird opinion about it. But and also, I think both of these movies like are just okay. They're both kind of a little slow for me and just don't really, I don't know, don't really hit me. So it's kind of a little bit of a toss up here. But I mean, and The Godfather too, not to be confused with the wrestler with the name The Godfather, Charles Wright or whatever. See, I know my wrestling. Yeah, but yeah, I think that I actually got to vote for The Godfather here, just because if you were to put these two in front of me, I would actually pick The Godfather.
Hey, that's my logic. You can't use that.
Yeah,
That's
sorry.
my line. That's my line.
Well, it's weird because every other matchup he votes against The Godfather, and then the
Yeah,
one
right.
that's what he does. That's odd. Anyways, JP.
It's allowed
No,
to remain on the list.
I knew The Godfather was going to come up, and I'm actually happy it's against the movie I like, because my logic has always been with talk like this. Yeah, there's a wrestler in it, but like literally go YouTube Lenny Montana and you can find like maybe one or two matches. Like that's more of a fun fact. Like wrestler in a movie. Like, oh yeah, that's true. Is that wacky? Like I want to vote for an actual movie that has like a wrestler in it that we knew almost from the get-go, or that, like, you know what I mean? Like it's not a fun fact that you find out later on. So I'm gonna go with Man on the you're cutting out. So I'm gonna go with Man on the Moon. I think it is a really good film, and like I think Pez said, like I love the fact that there actually is some wrestling in it too, which is kind of rare and actually on this list. Funny enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Man on the Moon's gonna take it. I'm cool with it.
Yeah.
All right.
It's insane.
Yeah, but
right.
we had the Muppets Most Wanted up against The Running Man.
The Running Man. All right, so we got The Running Man with Jesse Ventura as Captain Freedom and Professor Toru Tanaka as Sub-Zero. So we got a double one there. And Muppets Most Wanted, I forget, Richie, who's the one in there? I forget. Hornswoggle, that's right. I've only seen it once, so it's hard to remember. Okay, well, Hornswoggle is in Muppets Most Wanted. So we will go to Chris first.
Yeah.
Muppets Most Wanted is a lot of fun, but I mean, Schwarzenegger's Running Man is epic. and Jesse Ventura does an incredible job. And I even like the actor that played the wrestler that played Sub-Zero. The movie all around is
Oh,
a hell
yeah.
of a lot of fun. It's a great redemption story. Absolutely Running Man.
All right.
Yeah.
Go check it out.
Yeah, Jake.
Yeah, I really enjoyed Muppets Most Wanted. I think it's a lot of fun, but I completely forgot or didn't even realize that Hornswoggle was in it. So you know what? I'm sure that Jesse Ventura has a much bigger role in
He
Running
does.
Man than
He does.
Hornswoggle does in Muppets Most Wanted. So to kind of piggyback off of Austin's logic and kind of his reasoning tonight, I'll go with Running Man for that reason.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like Muppets Most Wanted. It was good, but I haven't gone back to it in a long time. Running Man's in my top 128, and the fact that the movie, the stalkers in the movie are basically wrestlers, and they have wrestling entrances. They have wrestling personas essentially. Sub-Zero has his own music, he has his own thing. Captain Freedom has like a gimmick. So it has two wrestlers, and the movie is kind of. It's not wrestling, but it's kind of encompassing sort of that wrestling aspect, into media. So I'll go with Running Man.
Yeah, and like I honestly thought Muppets Most Wanted was okay if I compare it to most other Muppets movies. I like so many Muppet movies better than this one, so it was good. I mean, I'll say good. I'll say it's a little better than okay, but but compared to other Muppets movies, it's not one of my top ones. But the Running Man's great. Like I only saw it for the first time about a year ago, or maybe like 2 years ago, something like that, but it was recent. Like it was a lot of fun just kind of seeing that this kind of like fight to the death essentially via reality show, and yeah, it's a good time. And yeah, Jesse Ventura, he's got a pretty big part in it. I mean, I won't say too much about how he is in real life. He's kind of an interesting guy in real life, but in the movie he's great. So I'll go with the Running Man.
All right, JPO.
Yeah, this was actually kind of even for me to a large degree. Most Wanted it's pretty fun. It's a very easily digestible Muppets movie here with some good cast. As well, again, kind of in the background to a degree. But Running Man, I think just by a little bit more is something I'm more keen to. I really dig it. It's something I've been meaning to rewatch for a minute here. So I'm going to go with Running Man.
All right.
Yeah.
And Richie, you still haven't seen it, have you?
Yeah, I really need to get to the Running Man, but
You should really watch this goddamn movie. I've told you like 5 times to watch the Running Man. You need to watch this.
I need to get.
It is good as hell.
What I'll do is, I usually vote for the movie I've seen, but like from my understanding, obviously because Jesse Ventura has more of a role in it than Hornswoggle does in Muppets Most Wanted, I will go Running Man.
All right. Yeah, you love this movie, man. It's like a wrestling show. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
You got to watch this thing. Yeah. Anyways, so it's a clean sweep for the Running Man. Yeah, there you go.
All right.
Which usually that movie doesn't make it out of the first round. So significantly,
right. Yeah.
it actually makes it this time.
Yeah.
All right.
Nice.
So there it is. Stand with muscles. I think it's a juggernaut in the wrestling world. Ready to rumble. So we got Santa with muscles.
Fun as
How
hell.
many wrestlers? Yeah.
Santa with muscles, obviously, with the immortal Hulk Hogan right there on the poster, and Ready to Rumble featuring the entire WCW roster of the year 2000. So we'll just leave it. And obviously,
And David Arquette.
And John Cena in the background.
Yeah, in the background as the prototype. So we'll go to Jacob first on this one. Yeah.
Oh, are you kidding me? It's Ready to Rumble. Do I even have to explain myself? I mean, if we're talking about the wrestlers, there's sure, Hulk Hogan's a pretty big role. I mean, he's obviously Santa with muscles, but I mean, we got more wrestlers, a better story, and it's just a lot of fun. I mean, sure, it might not be a great movie, but I dare any wrestling fan to put on Ready to Rumble and say they're not having a good time with it.
Yep.
Ready to Rumble.
All right. Yeah, I'm the same way. Even though my handle tonight is Pez with muscles, it's more of a joke. Like that movie stinks. it's not good. I mean, it's a fun like drunk watch. Like it's silly. But yeah, Ready to Rumble is a good time if you're a wrestling fan, and it's a different time capsule. Of like the early 2000s. But yeah, I mean, what can we say? The movie is about wrestling, has a tons of wrestlers in it. So if you're a wrestling fan, you want to see wrestlers in movies with significant roles. There you go. So yeah, I'll vote for Ready to Rumble. Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, I've never seen Santa with muscles, so I don't know if it's one I ever need to see. But
you're good. You're fine.
Yeah. but Ready to Rumble is awesome. Like I used to watch this with my best friend Doug that I grew up with. Rest in peace. He passed away, but it's one of his favorite movies. So like he would watch that movie all the time. So I saw it multiple times. And like if you're talking to wrestlers in movies, like this is one of the best movies out there with wrestlers in movies. So I mean, now if you're talking just like what are the best overall movies? I mean, Ready to Rumble probably isn't all that great, but.
No,
I
but
mean,
I think according to this topic, it might have a
Yeah.
good chance to make it to the Elite Eight. Maybe we
Yeah,
might
right.
see. like as far as
Yeah, according to the
wrestlers in
topic.
movies. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm a huge David Arquette fan. Like even when he's in like mediocre movies, like I still really like the guy. So I will vote Ready to Rumble. Yeah.
All right, going
So-
to JPO.
Yeah, this is the first time I haven't seen a movie here now. Never saw Santa with Muscles. Recently rewatched Three Ninjas 4, High Noon,
and Mega Mountain. Yeah.
Doesn't make me want to
Okay,
continue on
Alpha
over
Star.
filmography. I think I've seen the best of the best. So yeah, I mean, Ready to Rumble here. Kind of like Jacob said. Like I think if you're a wrestling fan, you'll find some laughs there. Laughter's in here. Want to get punched by Sting. A fan getting to main event, having fantasies of teaming up with Randy Savage in a supermarket. Like yeah, it's fun. So go for it.
Yeah.
All right, Richie.
Also, just to clarify, we're not just for everybody watching. We're not counting David Arquette as a wrestler, but he's in it. And
No. This one is legitimately a wrestling movie with David Arquette. Yeah, we're not counting screens.
The man
So-
had more matches than John Cena did last year. And
I know.
I know, but we're not doing that. We're just not. He's more of an actor than a
There's
wrestler.
Scream.
Yeah.
Ready to Rumble's the ultimate wrestling movie. I've said, it's dumb but dumb fun. Just like how they're really they idolize this dude, Jimmy King, who's like not a great, who's finishing moves with a stupid double axe handle. Crown me. But it's fun. They all like they're having fun. DDP is really good as a villain. Like the whole Jersey Triad are great in this movie. But yes, I saw Cinema's Muscle when I was a kid. It's not a great movie from what I remember. It's got a young Mila Kunis. It's got a young Mila Kunis in it. She's a kid in this movie.
Oh yeah. Oh man.
But yeah, it's not a great movie. I think that it's like this is back when he left WWE. He's like, I'm going to Hollywood. Oh, that didn't work out. I'm going to WCW.
Yeah.
Sal Bandini. Want to wrestle?
Yeah.
So Ready to Rumble, I think will probably go far in this tournament. It's a lot of fun. So yeah.
Yeah. And weren't we just talking about Mila Kunis showing up in these random roles?
She was in she was in Honey, We Shrunk Ourselves, which is straight to video in like 1998. She's like one of the random friends of the main girl. Yeah, like she was just kind of getting started.
Covered in pudding in my dream last night.
But,
Ooh.
Chris.
Chris.
Yeah, so I was just gonna say, can I make my vote? I've
Banana
never seen
pudding.
Set of Muscles, but Ready to Rumble is just fun as hell. It's nothing. It's not amazing movie, but it's a wrestling movie. Absolutely a Ready to Rumble.
All right, clean sweep for Ready to Rumble. Moving on.
Clean sweep, yeah. I mean, for this tournament,
I think for this tournament, it could actually be a favorite in this tournament. Oddly enough, we'll see. See how it does. All right, moving on down. We got Troy. All right, it's Hotel Artemis. Okay, so Troy actually features two wrestlers. It features Nathan Jones in the opening scene, of course, the big dude fighting Achilles in that opening, getting kind of squashed, looking good but getting squashed. And then Tyler Mane is one of Achilles' kind of crew with the big sledgehammer in the movie, running around smashing skulls. So technically two in that movie. And Hotel Artemis features Dave Bautista in a big supporting role as he's a healthcare professional, but he beats the shit out of this movie. So two movies here. We'll see where it goes. I'm up first. So I like Hotel Artemis. It's kind of a hidden gem. It's fun. It's got a really good cast. Not an overall amazing movie, but a good movie. But Troy. I might have to go with Troy here because it's in my top 128. I love Troy. I've seen it a ton of times. I love Tyler Mane in that movie. He actually has a lot more to do with the director's cut. And Nathan Jones is fun in that opening as well. But it's just a good movie. I like Troy a lot, so I'll go Troy.
Yeah. Well, like Troy is good, but but it's way too damn long. Especially if you watch that director's cut, it's over 3 hours. It's 3 hours and 16 minutes, and it's just man, that like you
It's great.
feel it. Like it's oh man, it's just really long. Like it would have done better about an hour and a half, I think. But
Well,
but,
you watch the 2 hour version, and it sucks because it cuts out all the character stuff. So I would argue the director's cut makes that movie better. But yeah, that's just
I don't know. Yeah, but Hotel Artemis, I just watched for the first time this morning actually because I wanted to watch a couple for this episode. It's pretty good. Yeah, I like the cast. It's pretty super violent. That actually works, and it's actually one of the roles I kind of dig Charlie Day in. I don't really dig him in a lot of movies. He's great in Always Sunny, but I mean a lot of his movies, he's just kind of not that great. But he wasn't too bad in this one. And then Dave Bautista too, just running around beating up people, telling them that he's a healthcare professional, and just kind of doing almost kind of like a Drax sort of thing. Like he kind of has that kind of vibe. I kind of felt like he's kind of cracking a few jokes and that kind of thing. So yeah, I'll vote for Hotel Artemis here.
all right. JPO.
Yeah, I mean, movie-wise, they're slightly even for me here. I'm probably more into a movie like Hotel Artemis usually. I'm not always a sword and sandals kind of guy. But even then, especially go with the wrestler logic here. Nathan Jones, he's there to look intimidating and die real quick. Batista, I think, is one of the best parts about Hotel Artemis. Him and Jodie Foster. I would like to see more of that pairing, like a TV show or something. I kind of think he kind of steals the show a little bit here. Everyone's trying to be very flashy. Charlie Day and Sterling K. Brown. I really like Batista and Foster the most. And they were really fun to see too on like talk shows and stuff. So Hotel Artemis gets my vote.
All right.
Yeah.
Richie?
Yeah, I like Troy. Enough. I think it's a really good movie, and I think Tyler Mane and Nathan Jones serve the roles well. But yeah, I really like Hotel Artemis, and I think it's Dave Bautista's best performance outside of Guardians of the Galaxy, to be honest. So I'm also going to go with Hotel Artemis. I think it's a good movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Chris?
Easy vote for me. I got to go with Hotel Artemis. I'm glad I actually caught this in theaters. I loved it. It was a nice surprise, and it felt like Batista was a little bit. I mean, sure, he was still kind of cracking the jokes, but still, it was a bit darker movie. And it was just solid from beginning to end. And Troy was just a dumpster fire. Hotel Artemis.
Sure, yeah. Well, Jacob, what do you think?
Terrible.
Yeah, I'll just keep this one easy and go with the movie that I've seen, and that's Troy. I haven't seen Hotel Artemis yet, so.
Yeah.
All right. It's 4-2 for Hotel. Yeah, and Hotel Artemis is kind of a One Crazy Night movie, if I remember right. Like it's kind of mostly like kind of one night, and it's kind of all this shit going wrong, and people trying to get in, and it's all kinds of stuff. It's a fun little movie.
I'm glad you brought that up because when I was watching it, I was like, I should bring that point up, but you brought it up for me.
No, it's all. But yeah, it's a fun little movie. It's a nice little hidden gem. Like I said, I'm not mad at it's going through. It's a nice little movie. Yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah. But next we have Conan the Destroyer. So it's
the sequel. Yes.
Second one. Going up against Riddick.
Okay, so we got Conan the Destroyer does feature Andre the Giant. This is before the Princess Bride. It's kind of just a big dude rolling around, and Riddick, is the third Riddick movie, and it features Batista again. He's one of the bounty hunter guys that's sent in to grab Riddick. So so one of Batista's earlier roles too, even pre Guardians of the Galaxy. So Jordan Anderson, you're up first.
Yeah. Well, I think my vote has to be. Just for this round, just based on the one that I've seen, because I haven't seen Conan the Destroyer. I've seen Conan the Barbarian, but not the Destroyer. And Riddick, I mean, I probably like Pitch Black and some of those better. I don't really like Riddick really all that much. So, but even so, I feel like I would rather watch it still, even not having seen one of them over Conan the Destroyer, so I'll vote for Riddick. So,
all right, JPO.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever even seen this Conan sequel like full on from beginning to end. And while I don't love Riddick, I think it's easily kind of the worst of the trilogy for me here. It's enough to get it by and give it a watch on a lazy afternoon. So by a small hair, I'll give it to Riddick.
Yeah.
All right, Richie.
Yeah, Conan the Destroyer is not great. It's not. Just put it lightly. But Riddick's not not anything to write home about either. Just got. Just because we just had a Batista movie go through, I'll go Conan the Destroyer though. Yeah, why not? Why not?
Yeah.
Okay, Chris.
Of course.
So I gotta go with Riddick, but I was late to liking these movies until I was dating my wife, and we'd been married for a while. But she loved those movies, so we sat down and watched them all. And then when Riddick came out, we watched that too, and I loved it. I think it's a lot of fun. Is it an amazing movie? No, but it's a lot of fun. Hell yeah! And I think it's what you want in a Riddick movie. Yeah.
Yeah. You're not looking for an amazing movie, just a good popcorn movie. Yeah.
Yeah,
But,
Popcorn,
All right,
yeah.
Yeah, I think I'll go with the movie I'm more likely to put on because I haven't seen either of these. Surprise, surprise.
That's okay.
And that's probably Conan the Destroyer. I have no desire to see Riddick, like at all. Like,
Yeah.
It's never appealed to me like that entire series.
Okay.
Yeah.
Conan the Destroyer, that's for sure. I mean, there's some goofy cornball stuff in there that's kind of fun, but it's a step down. I think Riddick's kind of underrated. I kind of dig it. I think that first 20 minutes where he's just gets dropped on that planet, has to survive, and there's like no dialogue. It's almost like a silent movie. It's pretty good, actually. And then I like the storyline with the bounty hunters coming in. And Batista's pretty good in this movie. You know, he doesn't have a huge role, but I think he's all right. And it was pre-Guardians, and he was okay. You can see some promise there. So I'll go Riddick.
Yeah, but what I'll also say about Conan the Destroyer is that like it's one of those posters again that has the whole entire synopsis right on the poster.
I know, my God, there's a whole dissertation on the front of that damn thing.
Yeah, so but actually I have it pulled up. I was just gonna read it real quick because it's pretty like kind of interesting. But it says somewhere deep inside the mysterious Phantom City lies the fiery temple of Jade. Concealed within its ancient chambers is a supreme instrument of life and death, the mystic horn of Dagoth. Only one man, Conan, has the power to recover it. But first, Conan and his band of warriors must battle hostile enemies, crush treacherous kingdom, and challenge the sorcery of an evil queen. It is Conan's greatest challenge, for if he cannot capture the horn in time, the world will be plunged into the eternal darkness.
Holy shit, I'm falling asleep. You just reading that. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Whoa, that was exciting.
Yeah, but well, I think on paper, it's kind of long. That's probably why you might be like snoozing. But it actually sounds pretty exciting. I think from like that description. But
I know, but there's no reason to put like a fucking essay like that on a post. Like it's silly.
No.
Like just be like he's back and he's ready to conquer more shit. You know what I mean? Like something.
Yeah, right.
It's a sequel. You know, he's there. He's got his big sword.
Say
He's gonna
conquer
kill some people. Yeah, he's gonna conquer some shit. Like there you go.
And if you look at the back of the cover, it just says "Seafront."
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Or just put his back to hear the lamentations of the women, right?
Yeah, whatever. So, anyways, Riddick moves on, and we'll go to the next one.
All right, so we got
we got
New York
versus Warrior. Okay, so we got Escape from New York has the bit where Kurt Russell has to fight Ox Baker with the weapons in an actual wrestling ring. So that's interesting. They kind of set up like a makeshift wrestling ring in that scene. And I think he beats him down with a nail baseball bat sort of thing. And then Warrior features Kurt Angle as Koba, kind of a big boss level sort of guy that I believe Tom Hardy, or is it Joel Edgerton has to fight him? I think Joel Edgerton. Joel Edgerton fights him. Yeah, he fights Kurt Angle. He's kind of a silent. He doesn't really have any lines. Just kind of intimidating dude. So he fights Koba. So we're back down to JPO.
Yeah.
Oh man, I mean, wrestler wise, neither one of them really has to do anything too crazy or drastic out of their range here. While Escape can be a lot of fun, I could see maybe people voting for that. I love Warrior. I have since the first watch. I think it's a tremendous film. Maybe my favorite MMA film, I would imagine. I'd have to think about it, but it's definitely off the top of my head. Great performances by Edgerton, Hardy, and Nick Nolte. I gotta go Warrior.
Yeah.
Richie?
Yeah, I'll go Warrior as well. Just because, I think they both don't have like a lot to do, but I think like Kurt Angle's character maybe is more integral to the whole story and stuff. But yeah, like he plays a Russian guy who doesn't actually speak, so you don't have to hear him do a Russian accent. Right?
Yeah.
But yeah, like he's an intimidating presence, and he serves his role well. So yeah, and Warrior's a really good movie. So I'll go Warrior.
All right.
Yeah,
Chris?
sounds good. Chris.
So I still haven't seen The Warrior, but I need to watch that.
Ooh.
Even
Yeah,
though
you
you
should.
guys have brought it up on multiple shows, and I have HBO Max when it's on there, I really don't have an excuse anymore.
Yeah.
But I love Escape from New York. It's such a damn good movie, so I got to go with that.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
funny. It's funny. Yeah, Warrior came out in 2011, and it's still the best MMA movie that's ever been made. Even
Yeah.
11 years later, still the best one.
Yeah.
I mean, by far, I can't
Oh,
even.
yeah.
I can't even think.
Yeah,
of
it's like not even. Yeah, it's not even like
Leaps
close
and
with
bounds.
anything else. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
leaps and
Yeah,
bounds.
I can't even think of an MMA movie besides Warrior that's actually good.
It's kind of like how
Here
there's
comes
shark
the brain.
movies. With shark movies, there's Jaws, and then everything else. It's like with MMA, there's Warrior and everything else. So
Yep.
all right.
I mean, I like Here Comes the Boom in a guilty pleasure way. I think it's one of Kevin Smith's better ones, but it's not wonderful.
It's not even close. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Jacob.
Yeah, no, this one's pretty easy for me actually because one of these movies is in my top 30, and one of these is a movie that I haven't seen. So I'm gonna go with
There you go.
Warrior.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Austin.
Yeah, I think I'm also going to go with Warrior just because, I think it's a little bit better movie. I like Escape from New York, but I don't love Escape from New York. Like, it's one of those Carpenter ones that I'll watch, but it's not the best. And Warrior's really good. And, even wrestler-wise, like, Ox Baker is an intimidating presence, and it's a fun scene. But, yeah, they really build up Kurt Angle, his character as, like, a big, intimidating threat in the movie and something, you're not sure if he's going to be able to get past. So, I'll go Warrior on both those fronts.
Yeah. And Escape from New York, it's a fun time. It's a great John Carpenter movie, but yeah, like I wouldn't even known Ox Baker was even a wrestler unless you had told me. Like he kind of looks like it. He looks like a big dude in the movie, but I mean, yeah, but he doesn't really have a lot of screen time, just the kind of one scene. But yeah, Warrior's great. Like Warrior is like near like in my top maybe, I don't know, like 3 or 4 sports movies period ever made. Like this movie's so good. Just the performances that you get from Tom Hardy, from Joel Edgerton and Nick Nolte, and then Kurt Angle. Yeah, he got a lot more to do, a lot bigger present, and he's solid. Like I'm a big Kurt Angle fan. Like I listen to his podcast from time to time. So yeah, I'll vote Warrior.
All right, so Warrior takes it 5-1. So it'll be we roll through for
Warrior.
Warrior.
Maybe one of these days do like a tournament fight battles, like our favorite wrestlers or something. Kurt Angle will be on there for me.
Yeah. Like a tournament fights battles, that could be kind of interesting because like even with the casual fans, we still have our favorites.
Well, and you could include a lot of indie guys or old Ring of Honor guys, or there could be a wide variety of stuff. Japanese guys, whatever. So
yeah.
All right, so we got Spider-Man. There you go. With bonus stuff.
Yeah.
All right. Versus Devil's Rejects. Okay, so we got Spider-Man. Yeah, so we got Spider-Man, obviously with the Macho Man Randy Savage as Bonesaw in a wrestling scene as a wrestler. So it's pretty cool. In Spider-Man versus Devil's Rejects has Diamond Dallas Page as one of the Unholy Two. Him and Danny Trejo are those bounty hunters that that Sheriff Wydell hires to help take down the Firefly family.
I didn't realize that. That's awesome.
Yeah. DDP handles Otis pretty handily in his one scene where he goes toe to toe with Otis. He throws him right out the window pretty much immediately. So he's a presence in that movie. So we'll see where this goes. We'll start with Richie. Yeah.
Also, DDP shows up in the Ric Flair's last match pay-per-view, giving a diamond cutter to Matt Cardona. That was fun. Anyway. That was pretty fun spot. I'm not like I like Devil Rejects, I don't love it, but I think DDP was really good in the role. I think I want to see him in more movies. He's done movies, but most of them have been theatrically released. I think Macho Man's scene in Spider-Man is one of the more memorable scenes. People still quote it. People who aren't really necessarily wrestling fans. So I'll go Spider-Man here.
Okay.
Chris.
God, this is tough. Like I love Spider-Man. A Devil's Rejects is awesome, but you know what? I gotta go with Spider-Man.
Okay. Cool. Jacob.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with Spider-Man as well. I like the Devil's Rejects, and I think it is really good. But Macho Man and Spider-Man, that's probably like one of the best things he's done outside of wrestling. Aside from the diss track to Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, he made a rap album, Jacob. It was
Yeah,
it was-
Yeah,
It's on YouTube. You can
that
listen to
and
it.
Bone
It's crazy.
So it's like they're neck and neck. So I mean they're pretty entertaining. But I'll go Spider-Man here.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's just a memorable character. It's been 20 years and we're still quoting Bonesaw.
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
right. Yeah, well, Austin. what do you
Yeah,
think?
no, and it's funny because Devil's Rejects is in my 128. I love that movie. I'll get a chance to vote for it again in my next 64, I think, because I don't think it came up in the first episode, so it'll be in the second episode. So I'll get a chance to vote for it again. But yeah, Spider-Man. Yeah, like I said, he's in the movie playing a wrestler in a wrestling scene, fighting Spider-Man. It's a lot of fun, and yeah, it's definitely a scene people still talking about, even just in the confines of a Spider-Man movie, and a great scene. So it's a lot of fun. And Bruce Campbell as the wrestling announcer is great. So like the whole scene is awesome. So yeah, I'll go Spider-Man in this one. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. A freak show. You're going nowhere. I got you for 3 minutes. 3 minutes of playtime.
Yeah.
So, Macho Man, like he's one of the most fun wrestlers, just in general to quote, just like one of the best of all time as far as like character and that kind of stuff. So like it really works here, and yeah, like even people who aren't wrestling fans, they quote him. My brother quotes him, and I think he's maybe seen one wrestling match his entire life. So, but like he quotes it all the time, and the Devil's Rejects is actually probably one of the better Rob Zombie movies that I really like. Like I really like the character Captain Spaulding, Sid Haig, he's really great, and then Bill Moseley in there too. Like they're all like pretty fun for a horror movie, but yeah, Spider-Man. I'm a Spider-Man guy. Like, did anyone see my top 128 part 2? How many Spider-Man movies I had in that thing? Like almost every one. So yeah.
And you have the giant Spider-Man poster on your wall that he gave you.
That Chris gave to me. Yeah, over there.
There you go. Yeah.
Was a birthday gift from Chris, but yeah. So
all right, cool. Go to JPO.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, it's from Chris and me. Both of us, you're welcome.
Yeah.
So yeah, Devil's Rejects. I for me, it easily is the best Rob Zombie movie. Which not much because I don't really like Rob Zombie. So I'm not saying a hell of a lot. The Monsters looks horrible. Anyway,
Monsters looks great.
That's another topic for another thing. But yeah, good God,
So
it looks like
yeah,
it's made for.
a fan-made film, and not
It looks
even
like it's
good.
made on an
fan-made.
iPhone for $30.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Oh,
I don't
right.
know. Anyway, yeah, but yeah, that'll discuss another time. Spider-Man, yeah, I like this one. It still holds up to me, maybe just of nostalgia and whatnot. Really big pop too. The first time you see it, because it's been, but it was a couple years. Other than that rap album, Macho Man hadn't really done much mainstream, so it was really cool seeing him on the big screen. You know, because it had been a couple years since he had done WCW at this point. So yeah, gotta go for Spider-Man here. Bonesaw, baby.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The Bonesaw's moving through. Yeah.
And the man was also in Baywatch. The man was also in Baywatch, the WCW episode that they released.
Him and Hogan and Vader, right?
They released coincided with Bash at the Beach, but came out way after Bash at the Beach. So it was very interesting.
Yeah. That's a cute outfit. Did your husband give it to you? Yeah.
All right.
It's fun stuff, but
all right, got another good one.
But They Live going up against Jet Li's Fearless.
Okay, so obviously They Live is might be a heavy favorite on here, featuring basically the lead role, Roddy Piper. Lead through the whole movie, so that's cool, and he's really good. Fearless. If you haven't seen it, it's a Jet Li movie. He has to fight a bunch of people. One of them is we'll be talking about a lot, Nathan Jones. So yeah, he has a big fight scene with Nathan Jones, essentially also in kind of a wrestling ring in the movie. They sort of fight in a ring with the ropes and stuff. So but essentially that's his one big scene. So there you go. So Chris, we'll go to you first.
So I was very late to like a They Live for some reason. Like I'd heard about it, but I hadn't seen it until last year. And the movie was so good, so good. I got to go with They Live. Easy.
Yeah. All right, Jacob.
Yeah, this is gonna pretty easily be They Live for me as well. I think Roddy Piper is fantastic in this movie, and that fight scene in this movie that seems to never end is just awesome.
Yeah,
like it's one of the longer fight scenes that I've seen, and like it, they could have gone another couple minutes, and I would have been okay with it. Like it's just such a great fight scene. I love They Live. It's fantastic.
Yep. Well, Well, Austin.
Yeah, I like the scene that Nathan Jones does have against Jet Li. It's fun because it's obviously always fun to see kind of a smaller martial arts guy go up against a big, strong, giant guy. But there's a better movie that does that, I think, coming up on this list where he does it more in a few scenes. So I'll leave it for that. And I'll go with They Live because obviously it's not only just a great movie, but it's a great wrestler performance in a movie. I think Roddy Piper is excellent in this movie, and it's cool that he's got the lead role. And it's not like Hulk Hogan has a lot of lead roles that are coming up. Where they're not great movies, but this is a great role in a great movie. So I'll go They Live. Yeah.
Is this really a Jet Li's last martial arts role? That's what it says on the poster there. So I think it was
kinda because he's done other movies where he's played like an emperor or something where he doesn't really do a lot of fighting. It was kind of like this and Hero and some of those things. He's kind of become more of like just a dramatic actor. I mean, he did like some martial arts stuff in the Expendables movies after this, but they weren't martial arts actors. Yeah.
I'm gonna say like he's had tons of movies after that one, but yeah. So I only had time for so many movies, so I wanted to pick one of the martial arts movies. So it's between Jet Li's Fearless and the Defender with the
Protector.
The Protector. Yeah. But so I went with the Protector. I did not watch Fearless, so I still haven't seen it. So we can talk about the Protector when it comes up. But They Live is great. Like he's here to kick ass and chew bubble gum. He's all out of bubble gum, so it's a pretty fun quote. And it's a movie I was pretty late to. I mean, I saw it maybe like 3 years ago, but it really surprised me. Like I didn't really think that it would be that great, and it was awesome. Like this movie rocks. So yeah, I gotta go with They Live. So
all right, GPO.
I mean, my heart's got to go for They Live here, man. Roddy Piper, great human being, great fun lead role. We already talked about the super long fight scene with Keith David. Great unique premise here, so They Live all day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, Richie.
Yeah, it's pretty easy. This is like in the 90s where he's like, I'm going to Hollywood, and Roddy Piper hit the ground running with this. It's like, oh man, he's going to be, he's made it. He's going to transition from wrestling to be a Hollywood star, and he followed this up with Hell Comes to Frogtown. Not a great movie. But like this movie's fantastic. He's fantastic in it. People out a lot of people outside of like the wrestling fandom quoted. It's fantastic. Like the fight scene Fearless is great, but it's like but when you talk about wrestlers and movies, I think like They Live. It's one of the movies that immediately pops to mind. So They Live for sure. This is easy.
All right, another clean sweep for They Live. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and also shout out Keith David, a great role for him in this too. So
he's always good. I love Keith David. He's
even
David. Keith David's great. He's a Nope, and it's great. I didn't know he was a Nope, and he's only got a couple scenes, but he's always good. He's always got a good presence, good voice. Yeah. All right, so we got Stay Tuned. Yeah.
You want to Stay Tuned, which is a movie I've never even heard of, but
I have it on DVD. Okay, so all right, so Stay Tuned actually features a wrestling scene. When the premise is, if you don't know, John Ritter and his wife, I forget who plays his wife. Like it's kind of hard to even see on the poster, but they get like sucked into a TV thing, and they're jumping from channel to channel. And Pam Dauber, okay. But they jump from kind of channel to channel. So there's like a Wayne's World parody thing, and they're jumping these other worlds. One of them, they jump into a wrestling match like scene, and Captain Lou Albano is like the announcer, the play-by-play announcer and the ring announcer, and they actually have a wrestling match and win by using foreign objects. They use the mic stand to lay out the other wrestlers. So and then Nacho Libre obviously is a wrestling-based movie, has Silver King and a couple other Lucha Libre wrestlers. So but a pretty heavy wrestling-based movie. So Jacob, go first.
I haven't even heard of Stay Tuned until just now. Mm-hmm. Although I feel like maybe you brought it up, Austin, once before, and I just forgot about it.
Right.
So if that's the case, this is only the second time that I'm hearing about this movie.
Okay.
As you were explaining, it started to sound familiar, but never seen it. But Nacho Libre, I can have some fun with it, so I'll go Nacho Libre.
Yeah. Austin? What do you
Yeah,
think?
I mean, I may be the only one here that'll vote for it, but I like Stay Tuned. I think it's kind of an underrated, fun, comedy with John Ritter. It's got a cool premise and some really fun scenes as they're kind of jumping around from these channels and things. It's pretty cool. And I've made it clear I'm not a fan of Nacho Libre, just as a movie. I don't think it's very funny, and I don't really like the way it treats wrestling and how easy they think you can just jump into wrestling in that movie. So I'll go with Stay Tuned.
Yeah. Well, I got to go with Ignacio, like that song by Jack Black. That's a fun time, and just seeing him just cruising around in his little weird kind of like scooter bike thing that he has, and working at like a monastery or something like that, or some kind of church. He's serving the Lord's chips. And yeah, I think it's the fun time. I've already mentioned how I've met Jared has been to his house before he was famous, but the director of it. And Stay Tuned, I haven't even heard of, so I'll vote for Nacho Libre. Pretty easy.
All right, JPO.
Well, first I want to show some love to El Snowflake, played by Human Tornado.
Yeah.
That's who I associate
Human
Nacho Libre
Tornado.
with. PWG champion, tag team champion with the late El Generico. God bless Generico, saving all those orphans in Tijuana. So yeah, that's my Nacho. That's what, of course, I think of when I think of Nacho. But no, I actually will give my vote to Stay Tuned. That's something I picked out randomly on Prime, I think, like a year or so ago. Really cool premise here. They're kind of even to a large degree. Like they both have stuff that doesn't work, and then some good laughs thrown in. But Stay Tuned has the cooler premise. I think I enjoyed it just that much more. Stay tuned.
All right,
Yeah.
Richie.
Sounds good. Yeah. Richie.
Well, I hate Nacho Libre for the reasons that Austin outlined. I hate it. I haven't seen Stay Tuned, but I like the premise. It makes me probably want to check it out. So I'll go Stay Tuned.
Yeah.
That shows you how much Nacho screwed up. The fact that 3 big wrestling fans should love this movie and we don't.
Yeah, that's probably true. But
I also cannot stand Nacho Libre either. I've not made any kind of I haven't been subtle about it when we talked about that movie either. Like, I think it's horrible. And Stay Tuned sounds like a lot of fun. I've not seen it, but I'm going to vote for that.
Ooh,
okay.
All right.
Stay tuned. Takes out Nacho.
Wow.
As Jordan has said before, I'm a good salesman. What can I say? So sometimes,
you are.
movies that people haven't seen.
But also helping
And even when it comes to this, it's kind of hard to find on streaming, but the actual wrestling scene you can look up on YouTube. If you just look up Stay Tuned wrestling scene, like you can find the actual wrestling scene. It's a lot of fun. So just that. If you want to.
I know I saw it for free on something.
Yeah, it was. I don't think it is anymore, but it was.
Okay.
Yeah, it pops up occasionally on Prime here and there. But yeah, I mean it's available for rental and stuff, but you can find it. I have it on an old DVD, but yeah. All right. Anyway, so yeah. Okay.
Well, we have the
wrestler
going up against F9.
Fast 9. Okay, so Fast 9, features John Cena as the main villain there, obviously, and so he's a big presence in that movie. And the wrestler, Mickey Rourke's playing a wrestler and has various wrestling, wrestlers pop up throughout the movie: Necro Butcher and Ernest the Cat Miller, and a host of other cameos. Yeah, Jay Lee, a bunch of other cameos. So there you go. F9 versus the wrestler. I'm going first. So I don't really love Fast 9. It's kind of one of my least favorite of the series. I think it went a little too over the top and it's starting to jump the shark. And I don't think John Cena is even particularly great in that movie. I think he's kind of stale. And the wrestler's awesome, and all the wrestlers that are in it are great. Like I think Ernest Miller plays his role well. Necro Butcher is good just being himself essentially, and Mickey Rourke plays a good, old-timey wrestler. So I'll go with the wrestler.
Yeah, the wrestler's great. Yeah, like there's another one that's at least in my top 10, and depending on the day, maybe even top 5, like sports movies of all time. It's just really, really good. One of the probably the best performance ever from Mickey Rourke, and then Marissa Tomei, she's great in it too. So yeah, it's really good.
She is.
And yeah, and
Shoot, that wasn't supposed to be out loud.
oh, right.
The way you said it. Yes.
Yeah. But F9, I mean, it's fun. I don't think that it's one of the strongest in the Fast and Furious franchise, because I'm a big Fast and Furious fan, and a lot of them make my top 128. This one it does not. I think it's just a little too over the top. Like even there's like them talking about about like Tyrese's character and Ludacris talked to him. But like, isn't it crazy that like we survived all this time and like we never died? And like talks about all the things that they've survived and stuff. It's just kind of ridiculous. But yeah, so I got to go with the wrestler pretty easy here.
All right, going to GPO.
Yeah,
Yeah, this is easy peasy lemon squeezy. Pez actually kind of said it, man. Cena's kind of a bore in this. Like, I don't necessarily blame him. It's the way it was written. It's a boring villain here, and then you cast someone that's very funny and charismatic and gave him nothing to do. This is one that like, I don't know. It's not horrible, but it's one that I don't really want to rewatch. I just remember kind of very much by the numbers, and I'm kind of ready for the series to wrap up because of this movie. The wrestler is great. It's a great movie in general. While it's a sad look into wrestling, it's a truthful tale of a side of wrestling here. And it's already been said, the Butcher, the Miller, little cameos you'll see here, and a great leading performance. The wrestler, for sure.
All right.
Yeah, we've got 2 more Fast and Furious movies, and then we're done for good. So you can look forward to that or not, whatever.
It has to be a 2-part movie. Really? Does it have to be a 2-part movie?
Yeah. Right.
Anyways,
I guess.
I don't know if we're done for good. We'll get spin-offs, but anyway.
The spin-offs. Yeah, we'll get
John Cena's a very charismatic dude, and so you think that transfer here. It's like, and he fits he does fit the fast aesthetic. It's like, he's a dude who does like, his cars and stuff like that, and he's very charismatic. But you don't see that here in this movie. I do find it funny how like Vin Diesel's like, oh, I had a falling out with the wrestler. Let's get another wrestler. But yeah, it's not real great. Like as you'll see when we go along our tournament, there are movies where John Cena can show his charisma, where he's actually pretty funny. Sisters is pretty decent. The wrestler for sure here. I think it's a fantastic movie, great performance all around. But Ernest Miller is actually pretty great in this movie, and it's actually pretty surprising. But all the wrestlers that show up, Necro Butcher, Jay Lethal, R-Truth shows up here, I think it treats wrestling with more respect than something like Nacho Libre does. So I'll go the wrestler.
All right, Chris.
So, like 1917, I need to revisit The Wrestler because I ended up absolutely loving 1917. Like, it's literally one of my favorite movies I've ever seen. Like, I saw Wrestler forever ago, and for whatever reason, maybe the mood I was in, I haven't liked it since. F9 is probably my least favorite of the series, but because I did not like The Wrestler at the time when I saw it years ago, I'm going to have to go with F9.
Wrestlers on HBO Max. You should give it a watch.
I just saw it. Literally, I was like, I need to watch it on that and also Warrior too.
Yeah.
So I need to watch both of those.
That'd be actually a good back-to-back thing. They've got similarities, those two movies.
Very similar. Mm-hmm. Jacob.
Yeah, this one's pretty easy for me too. I mean, I don't mind F9. It's one of those where I can just turn my brain off and watch it and have some fun with it. But The Wrestler it's another all-timer for me. Like, this movie is just fantastic. All the wrestling in it is extremely well done. Just there's some fun moments, but there's some emotional moments too. Like, man, I love The Wrestler. So The Wrestler gets my vote pretty easily.
All right. Wrestlers moving on. Could be a favorite to make the Elite Eight. We'll see. All right. Here we go.
Hold up. We got.
All right.
The other way.
Okay, we got Stuber, 12 rounds. There you go. All right, so we got Stuber, which obviously, posters right there. Dave Bautista teaming kind of a buddy thing with Kumail Nanjiani, and one of John Cena's earliest movies with when they just tried to turn him into a straight action star with John Cena. So John Cena in 12 rounds versus Bautista and Stuber. Jordan.
Yeah, so I have not seen 12 rounds, so I can't comment on that because
you haven't seen the extreme cut of 12 rounds?
the extreme cut. I got the poster there, but
extreme. It's extreme.
And
you mean
when John Cena
this
first came out, he's got it.
Yep,
he's got it. But
Heck yeah, I do.
But yeah, I wasn't running out to see a lot of earlier John Cena, but we definitely has improved his acting, and so he's pretty good now. So I'll see most of his movies now. But Stuber actually had some fun with. Like I actually like the whole premise of Dave Bautista. He just jumps in this Uber and come on then Johnny, he's the driver, and like he just makes him go to all these crazy things where like people are getting killed and all kinds of crazy shit going on, and it's a fun time. So it's kind of like Dave Bautista playing the kind of more like funny guy, where you got Kuma almost playing the straight man, but also kind of vice versa. They both have some aspects of comedy and things, kind of back and forth. So yeah, but like I didn't hate it. I actually had a fun time with this. So I'll vote Stuber. Yeah.
Okay, JP.
Yeah, this is not as as far off as you would think it might be. 12 rounds is okay. It was directed by a guy that has a lot of an action pedigree here. So like a couple of sequences look kind of good. I didn't mind the villain. And Stuber, I thought there was some setups really failed, but some setups worked. I enjoyed the chemistry between Batista and Kumail. Did another movie. I'd give it a shot. So I'll give Stuber the edge.
Yeah.
Okay.
Richie.
Richie, yeah.
Yeah, 12 rounds is a shameless Die Hard with a Vengeance ripoff.
Oh yeah.
It's the exact same premise.
Well, and it's funny because Rennie Harlan directs it, and Rennie Harlan directed Die Hard 2, so he should know better.
Yeah.
You know, like he's got a Die Hard connection. He should know not to rip off something in that franchise.
Yeah.
I think at that point, Rennie was just cashing a check.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, there's been 3 12 rounds movies, by the way. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Three.
Stupid.
12 rounds 2 with Randy Orton and 12 rounds 3 with John Moxley.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
Randy
it's
Orton
a lot of
one,
fun.
I know we're not doing bad
Nothing like
shitty
it.
movies, but the Randy Orton one's one of the worst movies I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, well, we're not doing those because they went straight to DVD. So yeah. There's a
I've
lot
seen
of
the trilogy.
no, and all the Marine movies feature wrestlers now. At this point, it's become like a WWE franchise. They're all like straight to video.
Yeah.
Mr. Kennedy.
Yeah, behind enemy lines. Yeah,
Mr. Kennedy was behind enemy lines.
Oh, whatever. It's all the same dumb shit.
They all roll one. They don't really put much effort into them. There is one that put much effort into, but we'll probably do later on. But yeah,
Richie's voting.
But yeah, I will. I haven't seen Stuber yet though. I've heard mixed things. So I mean, just because I've seen it and it's fine for what it is. It's just a rip off. It's definitely I'll go 12 rounds. But yeah, he would get better at acting as it went on. But
Yeah.
All right.
Sorry about that. I thought you'd already
That's all right.
voted, Richie.
No.
That's right.
But
That's
I
right.
agree. The first Marine is fun, but God, after that they get god awful. But I don't know the premise for Stuber. Like I like the idea of it, but it was just kind of painful at times. For that reason, even though 12 rounds is just all right, like as you said, it was basically a ripoff of a Die Hard 2, which I didn't realize that at the time when I saw the movie that the same guy that did that one did a Die Hard 2, so it makes sense. But it's a decent movie. I'll go with 12 rounds.
Yeah. Jacob.
Yeah, this one's interesting because they're both okay. But you know what? I'll go 12 rounds because why not?
Yeah, sure. Austin?
Yeah, I haven't seen Stuber yet, but I heard mixed things, so I wasn't really excited to watch it. And it's like the premise doesn't really interest me that much. It does have Iko Uwais in it from The Raid, so that's the one thing that piques my interest. But I have seen 12 rounds. I saw it when it came out in theaters, and I was like, this is just the Simon Says thing from Die Hard with a Vengeance. But at the same time, it was not great, but it was okay. Like, it was entertaining enough. And you can see John Cena was trying. He was at least trying. He's stuck in a bad movie. But even then, I don't think it'll make it far, but I'll go 12 rounds. I think it'll make it out of this round, but I don't think it's going to get very far in this tournament.
Yeah, so what are the votes at?
12 rounds, 4-2, yeah. But again, I don't think it'll make it very far, but we'll see.
yeah,
What happens.
yeah. We'll see. But we got Dog with Channing
Okay.
Tatum against Trainwreck.
Okay, so Dog, I haven't seen it yet, but I was informed that Kevin Nash does have a role in it, so he's in there. And then, Trainwreck features John Cena in one of his earlier comedic roles, kind of in that opening montage where Amy, what's her name, is going out with everybody. Yeah, Amy Schumer's going out with all the different guys, and a pretty significant one. They hang on to him for a little while. So, there you go. And we'll start with JPO.
To speak a little bit more about Dog, I did see it. Channing Tatum's directorial debut here. A good road trip movie here, has the right heart, and Kevin Nash is someone who comes along. At one point, he's a pot dealer who has a wife, and it's actually a really fun role. It's a different side of Nash than maybe you've seen in other movies here. And it's a decent flick. It's in my top 10, if not 15, of the current year. But Trainwreck, Cena's so much funny. So funny in it. The Mark Wahlberg lines. I hate Mark Wahlberg. And this was kind of thing that really helped kind of pump Cena up because, movies like 12 Rounds kind of diminished him a little bit. This is the kind of movie that made us go, oh, shit, okay, he can maybe be great in a different way than just necessarily your generic action star. And I think it's a really decent movie here. It's your favorite director, Pez, Judd Apatow, and Bill Hader's fantastic, and easily the best Schumer movie, too. So, Trainwreck. And supposedly, Cena loosely based on Dolph Ziggler.
Oh,
Okay.
What?
I will say this one is like 2 hours and 5 minutes, so it's not as long. And this is one of his better later movies. Like it's not 2 hours and 30 minutes. Like this is 40 or some shit. Like it just drags. Trainwreck is a little more tolerable. Yeah. All right. But Richie.
Because just for those who know, Dolph Ziggler, the ex-boyfriend of King Schumer. Anyway, Trainwreck is really good. He's also credit to Judd Apatow for getting these performances out of these people who aren't normally actors, like John Cena. He's really fun in this movie. But but people there's other people who aren't actors, like LeBron James. It's one of his best roles.
Yeah, he's really good at that movie.
He's really funny. And I just think it's probably one of the best thing Amy Schumer's done. Actually, I think it's really fun. Dog I was champion though too. I think Dog's a really fun movie. It's a really good road trip movie. It's one of Channing Tatum's proven again, it's one of those people that's proven over the years that he can act, and he's pretty great in this. And Kevin Nash's role is a comedic role as well. It's he initially catches him snooping, and he's ties him up, but then they bond, and he's just a really fun character. Nash will probably pop up a few times here because he's gone quite a few. But obviously him and Channing Tatum are buddies because from Magic Mike, which will probably come out soon. I'll just the slightly better movie is Trainwreck, but Dog is pretty good, so I'll go Trainwreck.
Okay. Chris.
So I haven't seen Dog yet, but I really want to now. But Trainwreck was one of the ones that surprised me. I remember seeing it years ago and just loved it. It's a lot of fun, great story. It's some incredible performance. I love Trainwreck. I'm gonna go with that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Jacob.
Yeah, I still haven't seen Dog. I need to get to it. But I think John Cena is absolutely hilarious in Trainwreck. I think it's one of his better performances, and the movie as a whole too is just really good. I was very surprised when I watched it for the first time because Amy Schumer doesn't exactly have the best track record, but surrounded by the right people, I guess she can make a passable movie, which is what she did here. So I'll go with Trainwreck.
Yeah. Sounds good. Austin?
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to see Dog in theaters. I'm sure I'll pop up. I'm sure it'll pop up on some streaming service pretty soon. It's about due for that, so I'll check it out. So I haven't seen that, but yeah, I do like Trainwreck. It's one of Apatow's better ones behind, Knocked Up and 40-Year-Old Virgin, and even Funny People to a degree. And John Cena. This was the same year as another movie I'm sure we'll talk about, and it'll pop up soon. Sisters. It was the same year where he had supporting comedic roles, and he's really funny in both those movies. And that was what made me perk up and go, hey, maybe he should just do comedic supporting roles. He's really good as a comedic supporting character. Going away from the action and go to comedy. He's really good. So he's funny in this movie, and the movie's good. So I'll go Trainwreck. Jordan.
So I just watched Dog for the the first time earlier today too. It's another one that I tried to squeeze in before this, and I had a lot of fun with it. Like it's got a lot of heart. Like it's kind of like exactly what you would think. Like you think of a movie about a dog, like they all kind of end the same way. I'm not going to say how, but they're all kind of pretty similar. but well, it's not spoiling anything. I didn't say what it was, but yeah, and it's got a lot of heart to it, and Kevin Nash is that scene is actually a pretty fun little scene, but Trainwreck really surprised me too. The movie that was playing at the movie theater when I worked there, and I didn't really know too much about it. Like I didn't even realize it was directed by Judd Apatow. I'm a big Judd Apatow fan, but I do I kind of agree with you, Austin, that movies are way too long. They need to shorten them up. But it was a pretty good scene with John Cena in the movie theater, kind of yelling at some people that are talking too loud and that stuff. So yeah, and John Bill Hader. I don't know why I almost said John Hader. Probably because I was talking about John Cena, but anyway, Bill Hader. Yeah,
you mashed it up and almost said John Heater. Napoleon Dynamite.
Yeah, right. yeah. But there's a lot of cameos too that'll pop up in this. Pete Davidson, Tilda Swinton that shows up, even Daniel Radcliffe for a second. So, yeah, I'm gonna vote Trainwreck. So.
All right. So, yeah. So it's a sweep for Trainwreck. He has a funny line later about like we need to have 5 boys so we can have enough for our basketball team.
Yes.
Yeah.
Also, if we ever do one day, we do like movies with best movies with stand-up comedians. Doug will pop up again because Bill Burr shows up in this movie.
Yeah. Bill Burr's in a bunch of movies now. So, yeah.
Actually,
TV shows, I love it.
That's not a bad idea for a thing because George Carlin's in a decent amount of movies. Bill Burr. Chris Rock obviously he's got plenty of movies and. Eddie Murphy. Well, we might have to exclude Eddie Murphy. I don't know. He's got
Kevin Hart maybe. And Robin Williams.
Yeah, Robin Williams. Yeah, we have to exclude like some of the guys that actually went on to just be actors full time. So we'll see.
Yeah, right. Like just like focus on people that are kind of doing it like half and half.
Well, Dane Cook only had a couple of movies, Louis C.K., things like that.
But Mr. Brooks was great with.
Oh, sure. That's what I mean. Employee of the month, all that kind of stuff. So, all right. Moving on up. We got Predator going up against the Punisher. Okay. So we got Predator, obviously, with a big role from Jesse Ventura with the big minigun and everything, probably his best role. And the Punisher, again, Kevin Nash as the Russian, a fun fight scene with the Punisher. He's the big Russian guy that shows up at the apartment and they have that crazy fight. So there you go. So we'll go to Richie.
Yeah. Weirdly enough, the second wrestler on this list is to play a Russian. It's interesting. I don't mind the Thomas Jane Punisher. I think they're decent. And Kevin Nash is pretty good at it. This is actually decent. I would like to see a mashup of these two movies. Whatever, that'd be good. Kind of sick. But yeah, I think Predator.
Punisher taking out aliens.
Predator's ultimately the better movie here. I think Jesse Ventura has more to do. So I'll go Predator, but I like Punisher.
Yeah. All right, Chris.
Punisher is a hell of a lot of fun, but easy vote for the Predator.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jacob.
I like the Punisher, and the fight scene that you referenced is really good. I enjoy that fight scene a lot. But the Predator as a movie is just a whole lot better in my opinion, and bigger role by Jesse Ventura. So I'll go with Predator.
Yeah.
I also really, really like that 04 Punisher movie. I wish we'd gotten a sequel with Thomas Jane because I think he's really great as the Punisher, and I wish we'd gotten a continuation just of that. I don't like how none of the Punishers have had sequels. It's just a different guy every time. I kind of wish somebody would have had a sequel. But yeah, Jesse Ventura in Predator specifically is really, really great. He's a lot of fun. You definitely remember him after the movie's over, even though he's one of the first of the crew to kind of get bumped off. Like he makes his presence known. He's great with the minigun and everything. So, and the movie's just awesome, obviously. So, Predator.
Yeah. So, I've seen this Thomas Jane Punisher, but it's been a long time, so I don't remember a whole lot about it. I actually remember more about that little Laundry Day short that they did. Like that was pretty cool. But but this movie itself, though, like I don't remember a whole lot. So, but the Predator's awesome. The Predator's like one of
We're
the
talking, Jordan. We're talking about Predator, not the Predator, the Shane Black movie.
Yeah.
We're talking about Predator.
Predator. Yeah. But this movie here is a really solid. Like it's the best one. It was the OG and it stood the test of time, and it has some really awesome fight scenes, especially like what you mentioned with Jesse Ventura and just seeing Arnold take on the Predator just one-on-one near the end is like really, really cool stuff. And yeah, like it's like the ultimate kind of like testosterone fueled kind of guy movie. So yeah, I'll vote Predator.
Well, and it was one of our first movies that we did for the movies that you hadn't watched. For
for
that
Blind
segment
Spots.
we were doing.
Yeah. I watched it for the first time and then did a Blind Spots episode. So you can find that on the channel. I think there's a
way back when.
Blind Spots.
Way back when. Yeah, the first one we ever did on Blind Spots. Like,
there you go.
That movie was so much fun to go back and rewatch.
Yeah.
Jordan Owens.
I mean, yeah, you guys have kind of set the docket already here. I don't love Punisher, but I think Thomas Jane is great. I wish he had got another chance to get sink into the role. But Predator's great, man. What a great 80s action flick that still holds up here. Great side performance from Ventura. I think kind of someone else had said he kind of gets a little bit more to do than Nash. He was kind of just that badass looking heel for one scene. So I'll go with Ventura. Predator.
Yeah. No, I get you. All right, Predator's got the clean sweep. Could be another heavy favorite to make it pretty far. So there you go.
Also, like your rant about like how like sequels or remakes just call themselves the same name. Like it's even just lazy just calling we're doing a reboot. Let's call it The Predator. No, back up.
Yeah,
stop.
Right.
Just give it a. There's nothing wrong with either a number or a subtitle. Just do something. Something. Yeah.
I ain't got time to bleed.
Yeah.
But speaking of a crossover, like I almost feel like when you watch Predator 2, that almost feels more like almost like a Punisher-esque movie.
I feel like the Punisher could show up to face Predator in a movie like that. That would be a lot of fun.
Right. Yeah.
Well, there was that fan film where Batman fought Predator. If anybody ever saw that, it's Batman
really,
and Batman fought Predator. It was great. Yeah, go check it out. It's really well done.
It's pretty dope.
Yeah.
Oh, I've seen that one. Yeah. No, think about it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
Bumblebee
up against
See No Evil. There you go. All right, so we have Bumblebee, which features a big supporting role from John Cena there, and honestly, Kane in his horror slasher film See No Evil. And the sequel will not come up because that was straight to video, just this one. But Kane as the titular slasher in See No Evil. So we will go to Chris first. Chris.
I saw See No Evil years ago, and I hated it. Hated it. Like, it was so bad. It was painful. Bumblebee is just okay. It's not a horrible movie, but because I hated See No Evil so much, I'm going to go with Bumblebee.
Yeah.
All right. Jacob.
Yeah, I thought See No Evil at the time was okay. It was cool seeing Kane and kind of a horror movie in this.
May 19th. May 19th.
Why can we hear your voices? Why we
Yeah, I don't mind the movie. Is it a great horror movie? No. Is it cool to see Kane in a horror role? Yes. But I think Bumblebee is a lot of fun. I actually really enjoyed it. I think it's like the best Transformer movies we've gotten since 2007. I think easily it's the best. It might even be better than the 2007. But I think John Cena is really good in it in his role. So I'll go Bumblebee.
Yeah, sounds good.
So I meant to get to Bumblebee. It was one of the blind spots I had on this list, and me and Henry are going to be ranking Transformers in about a month, so I meant to just watch it to get it out of the way for both of those. I just didn't get a chance to, so I haven't seen it yet. But it was one of those things where I skipped in the theaters because I was like, you're not going to fool me again with another goddamn Transformers movie. I'm not falling for this again. I'm not going to watch this. Like, I don't care what that the reviews are good. I'm going to hate it, but yeah, so I skipped it. I'm sorry. I saw See No Evil in the theaters. What can I say? I'm a horror guy. I thought he made a good horror villain. He's just stuck in a bad movie. So he's in a bad movie, but I think he's intimidating, like good presence in the movie. So actually, I'll go with Kane here. I'll go See No Evil. Why not?
Yeah. So I haven't seen See No Evil, so I don't really have anything to say about that. But Bumblebee's great. I actually really like it. I think that it's the best Transformers movie that exists. Period. Like I wish that they would have done more Transformers movies like this. A lot more story and like heart to it too. Like in it. And if you compare John Cena's role to on the F9, like they don't really give him much to do, and he's just this kind of guy just running around, not really doing much. I feel like they give him a little more to do in a Bumblebee. I mean, it may not be like an amazing role or anything, but I mean, I don't know how amazing of an actor John Cena is. I mean, he's good, but I mean, I'm not gonna say he's amazing. So I mean, but it's a fun role to see him in, and yeah, like I'm a big Haley Steinfeld fan too. I really liked her in this, and then the director Travis Knight. Like I wish they would give him more to do, because he done some pretty good stuff. He directed Kubo and the Two Strings. He directed Paranorman. He directed Box Trolls. So I mean, he's had a pretty good track record. So yeah, like if they have another one, maybe get him or someone similar that can bring some heart to the Transformers. Don't go back to Michael Bay. I mean, he can be like a producer, I guess, because he kind of is all over this, but like not a director, I'd say. So yeah.
All right, JP.
Yeah, I don't have much love for See No Evil. I don't even think it's that good of a generic horror film. It wasn't that good. It was the first, big WWE Studios film, other than like the ones they co-produced that The Rock was in. This is the first big rollout of the WWE Studios, and oh man, what a way to introduce yourselves that this is the kind of quality we're gonna get. I actually prefer See No Evil too. Maybe it was expectations. I don't know.
And I've told you about this before. I think you're crazy. See No Evil 2 sucks.
I think See No Evil 1 sucks. So at least 2 knows what it is, and it's directed by, I think, the sisters that knew what they were doing. And guess what? Australian Commando William Bibiani agrees with me and gave a positive review to See No Evil 2. So,
wow.
And Bumblebee's actually really good. As said before, it is maybe the second, if not the first best Transformers movie out there. It is, I know what you mean, Pez. It's like, not again. But this one actually does it right because it's not Michael Bay. Bumblebee.
yeah.
Well, it's funny that the description for See No Evil 2, I misread it first. It says, an Undertaker's birthday party. I go, Undertaker's birthday party? And Kane's in it? That's weird.
Yeah.
That would have been a great movie.
That would have been fun.
Happy birthday.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the Undertaker celebrating his birthday, and Kane shows up as Jacob Goodnight and crashes the party. That'd be fun.
Is New Day invading Undertaker's house? Is that on here?
Yeah, right. No, that's
Netflix
Choose Your Own Adventure.
No.
Netflix is major.
I know. Anyways, Richie.
Yeah, I wanted to see See No Evil. I wanted to see See No Evil so bad that I pissed my parents. Like we were holidaying in America. And I think I found this at a, I don't know what store it was, but I was in New York and I found it and I bought it. And watched it. It's not great. It's not great, but I get some enjoyment out of it, and also like it's probably the biggest star in this. It's okay. It's probably like Rachel Taylor, who will be known as like Black Canary in was it Black Canary in Jessica Jones? Yeah, she's in this movie. So it's a fun generic horror movie. Yeah, but yeah, there is one good WWE Studios movie that we will. That might come up later on, which I think is actually decent. A good concept, but we'll talk about that later. But yeah, Bumblebee is really good. I think John Cena is really good in this movie as well. He has one good line. I can't remember verbatim, but it's like, what you're surprised they're not on our side? And they're called Decepticons. Isn't that a clue?
Yeah.
That was right. I think John Cena is really good in this movie, and like Haley Steinfeld's great. And it's like I do think. It suffers from a lot of. There's still suffers from what Transformers. Just going into it to so you want. It does suffer from what Transformers movies does, where it's a bit too long, but it's still very enjoyable. And I think it's definitely a step in the right direction. Whether they follow up on it, I don't know. I thought they would have followed up on it by now.
At least it's under 2 hours. Michael Bay's incapable of doing that, so at least it's under 2 hours.
Just under 2 hours. But it drags a little bit. But at least I would have thought that maybe there'd be a follow up by now, but there hasn't been. So, but we'll see where this goes. I don't know. But
I think another Transformers movies like in the works. I feel like I don't know.
I feel like too.
We'll see.
But I'll go Bumblebee because I do think it's quite good.
Okay.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right, Bumblebee, we'll take it.
Bumblebee. All right.
Okay.
Up next, we have Army of the Dead.
Army of the Dead.
And
All right. Blade Trinity. Here we go. Okay,
What
so
Blade I've seen.
all right, so Army of the Dead, the Zack Snyder movie with Batista in the lead role, and Blade Trinity featuring the debut of Triple H as kind of the main henchman in that movie. So there you go. There's your wrestling connection.
Yeah.
So we'll start with Jacob.
Actually, two movies that I haven't seen. I haven't seen any of the Blade trilogy. Actually, it's a blind spot of mine that I need to get to. So I'll just go with the movie I've heard slightly more positive things about, and that's Army of the Dead.
Yeah.
Only slightly.
Okay.
So I'm a Snyder guy, and even I don't love Army of the Dead. I was excited at first because I like Dawn of the Dead, and I was like, oh, he's going back to doing like zombie stuff. Like that's good. Like he's Dawn of the Dead was great, and he's going back to do, and he just it's very wacky. It's very wacky. It's very silly. Like they do some really silly stuff in this movie. It's way too long as well. It's like 2 hours and 20 minutes, which is way too damn long for a zombie movie. Like this movie should be a tight like hour and 40 minutes, something like that. Batista's good in it. It's actually one of his better parts. He's very good, and it's got a great opening credit sequence. And yeah, Blade Trinity's not great, but Triple H is fun in it. He definitely stands out, and he gives Ryan Reynolds like a power slam and a couple other moves, in their fight scenes. So that's fun. So you know what, Blade Trinity, why not? I'll go with it. Sure.
Yeah.
And that's the one Blade movie you've seen, Jordan, out of the three.
Yeah, right.
What? Have you not seen the Blade movies?
Yeah, he has. Yeah, he's seen the bad one.
Which is one of those things. I don't know. I think Blade Trinity might have come on TV.
It's because of Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah. Yeah, it could be because of Ryan Reynolds. I don't know, but yeah. So I need to see the first two, but I have seen this one, and like I didn't hate it like a lot of people kind of seem to. Like I think that it's fine, but I don't really have seen the other two to compare it to. So I mean, I think that it's a decent kind of earlier role for Ryan Reynolds, or early-ish role in his career. And shout out Jessica Biel. I actually saw her at a grocery store in Sun Valley. So that's kind of a weird fact, but it's in Sun Valley, Idaho. But I've not seen Army of the Dead, but like I just really like the whole, like, say what you want about Zack Snyder, like he does great visuals, like he really does. Like all the visuals just look really, really cool, and also having Tig Notaro in there playing a badass too, just like
I thought that was
it's really a lot of fun too. Yeah, and well, her coming in to replace Chris D'Elia too, and
yeah.
Some controversy, which I mean, Chris D'Elia is back. I think he's fine. He's redeemed himself.
Another conversation.
Yeah. That's another conversation, but he's back doing his thing in some ways. But yeah, Army of the Dead, it looks fun, and like I didn't really love Blade. I thought it was just okay. So I'll vote for the one that I haven't seen this time. I'll go Army of the Dead. So yeah.
All right, Chip Hill.
Pass.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, man, these are sloppy movies to me, man. I want to love both of these on paper here. I like the first two Blades. Walking into the third one, going, wait a minute, it's a third Blade, and you got Ryan Reynolds and Triple H. This should have been great, but it's a sloppy movie with a sloppy villain and editing. I think even Snipes didn't want to like do press for this movie. Army of the Dead is another one, man. Like on paper, I was like, sweet zombies, Batista. But like I don't know, man. I think he's got sloppy. Like I think he's got too many. He's juggling too many ideas here. You see the buzzsaw that one character loves. They build that up, and he never even uses it really.
Yep.
I don't like the ending of almost any of the characters here. A lot of bad decisions. Some of the zombies are robots. I don't know, man. Calm down, Snyder. Focus. But it's slightly more watchable and enjoyable than Blade. So Army of the Dead.
All right.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Army of the Dead, but because WWE did a terrible marketing campaign for this fucking movie where they had, I think it was one of the pay-per-views where they had like the Miz versus Damian Priest, and it was fucking like that was someone.
By the way, watch that back. All the zombies are like big stars now. It's like Braun Breaker and Joe Gacy and everyone.
Yeah, fair enough. But the match was one of the worst of the year, and it didn't. It was just so jarring, and it did the movie no favors. It would be like it's actually kind of a cool thing, like this big movie that's actually agreed to sponsor the pay per view, and they fucking if I watch that match, I'd be like, man, you fuck us there. Like no one's gonna watch that movie after this. Yeah. So yeah, that's all I remember, and I went like. Got around to it, but maybe I will eventually. I'll watch everything, and I like Batista. I like Batista as an actor and a person, but yeah, I'll go Blade Trinity. I didn't hate it. It's just not a great movie. I think Triple H is fine in it, and I think Ryan Reynolds is sort of playing like a toned down version of Deadpool, with Deadpool's a thing because he just with his Ryan Reynolds. And so and then this is around the time where like. I think Wesley Snipes' life was coming unraveled, and he was about to go to jail for Texas.
I'll talk about something in a minute after Chris votes, but something related to that.
So he wasn't in the mood to do this movie. And you had Dominic Purcell as Dracula. It was interesting. I'll go play Trinity, but yeah.
All right, Chris.
I agree with you, man. Like that opening sequence for Army of the Dead had me excited for the movie. Like kind of the teasing for the movie had. Then I watched it, and it was just a mess. Like it didn't know what it really wanted to be, and I ended up hating it. I think it was way too long, way too discombobulated. Like it was just a piece of trash. Although I don't get your guys' hate for Blade Trinity, I think that movie is a hell of a lot of fun. Like I love that it's like. It kind of like the first two movies are great. Like they're a hell of a lot of fun, and this one like is just like it's a little more like I don't know. It's a solid like R movie. Like you got some R-rated jokes that kind of hit, like Ryan Reynolds with the Hello Kitty cat up with the Hello Kitty tattoo on his ass, and like the other shit he says is hilarious. Like this movie's just a hell of a lot of fun. Yeah. I think it's great. Yeah. So I'm going to go with Blade Trinity. Easy vote for me.
Yeah. Okay. So oddly enough, we have our very first tie. So we finally got to a tie, and we will go to JPO for the first tiebreaker.
Yeah.
Man,
Please, Blade Trinity.
Yeah.
We'll see.
The one you wanted to pass on.
I gotta see what my guts go. Army of the Dead.
Okay.
Right.
By the way, you can look it up online. Patton Oswalt was in Blade Trinity. A lot of people forget about that. He's like the tech guy in that movie.
Yes.
But he tells a lot of great stories on podcasts and stuff about Wesley Snipes in this movie. In between, like how uncooperative he was, like how much she was like arguing with the director. He didn't talk to any of the co-stars. Like he has a lot of great stories about that. So you can look those up online. Like he talks about it a lot. Yeah. So he's got some good stuff.
All right. Well, that'll be the end of that side. So
yeah.
All
right.
So we'll head on over, see what we got.
Maybe that movie will come up again if we do the stand-up comedy thing with Patton Oswalt.
Right. Also, I'm the Dead. Tingitaro.
Tingitaro. There you go. Yeah. So those movies
Yeah. We'll
Get Her Alive.
Get Her Alive up against Mad Max.
So I mean, Dead or Alive looks hot.
We can vote, not vote. That's up to you guys. I don't know.
Mad Max, move on.
Okay. Well,
we'll take like Kevin Nash is decent in DOA. He's got a decent role.
Well, this
is my favorite poster of the night. So
I know. Just for anybody watching,
poster,
just to clarify,
it's very artistic. I think I might need that for my wall. Like it's good artwork. It's very artsy. It's very Wes Anderson artwork.
DOA has Kevin Nash in it. Mad Max Fury Road features Nathan Jones again as one of the kind of henchman villains, as he usually plays. So, anyways, just for clarification, you can move Mad Max through.
Well,
All right, we'll come back to it. All right, just wanted to make the clarification before we moved on. Okay. Anyways, moving on to the longest yard.
Yes.
All right.
Blockers.
Okay. So We have The Longest Yard, which features a whole host of wrestlers, including Steve Austin, Kevin Nash, Bill Goldberg, the Great Khali.
Bob Sapp, who wrestled as well.
Bob Sapp, who wrestled, yeah. So, but a host of wrestlers throughout that whole thing, and then Blockers obviously features another comedic role, but as part of not really a lead, more of a ensemble, but he's a main part of the ensemble. So there you go. So this one could be interesting. So all right. So I'm a first. Yeah, like Blockers, I saw it in theater. John Cena again is very, very funny, and he's not the, he doesn't need to be the lead guy, but as part of the ensemble, he's really great. And The Longest Yard is definitely one of the better Adam Sandler movies, especially the 2000s, and all the wrestlers play their parts really well, and genuinely add to it. Kevin Nash is funny when he goes on the estrogen stuff. He's a lot of fun, and Great Khali. Yeah, even the Great Khali has a good role. Goldberg is funny with a nice running joke about his big wiener in the movie. It's a lot of fun. It's going to kill somebody. So it's kind of even for me, but I'll go with The Longest Yard on this one. I think Adam Sandler, when he makes a really decent movie and a pretty good movie, I'll give him his credit. So I'll go there.
Yeah. This one's kind of even for me as they're like both like good movies, but I'm not gonna say great though. It's been quite a while since I've seen The Longest Yard, but I remember we had a lot of fun. Just kind of Adam Sandler and Burt Reynolds, and then Chris Rock, kind of like doing their thing, and yeah, it's a good, solid remake of the one that came out, I think, like in the 60s or 70s.
The 70s, 74. Yeah, it was actually almost 30 years to the day. And a lot of people said that, Burt Reynolds obviously was in that original one, that he's almost playing the same character. You could make the argument that he's still in jail playing the same character, still in jail. So, kind of the same thing.
Yeah, and Blockers was surprised. Like, it's kind of, I feel like a bit of a divisive movie because there's people that didn't care for this movie, but I know a lot of people that I found it pretty funny. Like, I really like Ike Barinholtz's character in it. Like, I think he's pretty good. And then I forget the girl's first name, but the daughter who her last name is Viswanathan, which is funny that I remember that name. I don't remember her first name. I don't know
she's Australian. I can't remember.
But she's in the TV series with Daniel Radcliffe. She's in that, but Miracle Workers, which is great, by the way. But yeah, so this one's tough, but like I had a lot of fun with Blockers, surprisingly. Like I think that like it one of the better roles for John Cena too. Like I thought that like he was pretty funny. I like Catherine Newton in it too. So shout out to her from Freaky. She's in from that. So yeah, I'll vote Blockers, I think.
Okay. JPM.
Yeah, I almost want to vote for Longest Yard because there's like 7 wrestlers in it. Nash is pretty funny, of course. In the end, he's got like hormones or whatever going on. But I just think Blockers is just that much more funnier, man. I had a good time with it. I think it's easily a more rewatchable movie for me. And yeah, Geraldine Viswanathan, his daughter, is really funny in it too. Like everyone's coming to play. I love Ike Barinholtz. I'm gonna go Blockers.
Okay.
Richie, for the original title, Cap Blockers.
Yeah. You gotta have the little rooster up there for the car.
Yeah, I love Blockers a lot. It's basically like almost a remake to American Pie, almost. Like it's like the same thing. Like, oh, we're gonna get laid, and then my parents like, no. And it's seeing Goofy John Cena. I think he's just better. Like, I understand why you want to make him an action guy. He's built like a brick shit, like fucking brick shit house. Like, and they joke about that in the movie. But yeah, I think he's just more suited to maybe an action comedy or just comedy. I think he shines. He's very fun. He's very funny in these type of movies. And then when he does the butt chug, that's very funny. I think him and Leslie Mann and like Gyllenhaal have great chemistry. But yeah, the daughters are great here too. I think it's a great movie. But yeah, Longest Yard is I think something I go back to a lot too. I think it's just a solid movie where this is not. It was not the era where like every Adam Sandler movie you knew that was going to be shit. It was more an era where he was more like he had 3 eras. One where he couldn't go wrong, and this era where he was a bit inconsistent.
It's hit or miss.
Yeah, hit or miss. Yeah.
This is the era where he was inconsistent, and then now in the era where probably now in the era where he's just doing more dramatic stuff and he's getting back into good graces. But yeah, so
Yeah.
And I like Longest Yard a lot, and yeah, like Kevin Nash is really funny in it, but they're all pretty good in the movie. So I'll go Longest Yard actually. But Blockers is great.
Okay.
Yeah.
Chris?
I will go with Blockers because I prefer the original Longest Yard. I think it's so much better.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Jacob?
I think The Longest Yard is a decent remake. And yeah, all the wrestlers that are in it give solid performances. Fun fact: the rap group D12 also appears on the basketball scene, and they're really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Minus Eminem.
Minus the main dude.
Yeah.
There is no main dude in the group.
Yeah, there isn't.
Hey,
No,
you
that
guys-
is true.
hey,
Listen to my band. It's everyone's band.
yeah, the kids don't even know the name of my band. Come on now.
Well,
They're all me, like
we know Eminem has a little song for the Longest Yard, like that. Balls. Or
Oh,
whatever
you never
song.
touch my ball. I like the ball.
Yeah.
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 And I think Blockers is a pretty decent comedy. I think John Cena again, like he shows his comedic chops in there and gives a solid performance. If both of these were in front of me right now, which one would I want to watch? Like which?
Yeah.
And I'll go with Blockers.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Blockers will take it. No, 4-2. I voted first.
Oh, yeah. That's right. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Blockers.
Okay. All right. Moving on.
Next up, we got the Condemned.
There you go.
Against
Guardians of the Galaxy. Okay.
All right.
All right. This might be a little lopsided, but we'll go through it and see. But yeah, Stone Cold Steve Austin. It was theatrically released. The Condemned for a little while. Almost kind of a Running Man type similar thing. He's like thrown on an island, he gets stalked, and then obviously, well, everybody knows Guardians of the Galaxy featuring Batista's Drax. So there you go. So Jordan.
Yeah, with the Condemned, I've never seen it, and I've never really cared for Stone Cold as an actual actor. I think he's great as a wrestler. I think he's amazing as a wrestler.
I was about to say, watch your
words.
words.
Yeah. But like he should stick to that.
No, that's fair. Well, he's a great podcast host too. He's a great interviewer, actually.
Oh yeah,
he's shown himself to be very good. So yeah,
I never heard his podcast. I'll have to check it out.
He's he's a very good interviewer. I would say he's found his niche, and I like that.
Yeah. But yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy was a huge surprise, I think, to most people. This ragtag group of like a talking tree and a talking raccoon, and then you have Batista as Drax, and like all these characters that most people didn't know a lot about, and then they just come up with a banger where they have like one of the best soundtracks and like a really fun like space sci-fi comedy like adventure movie. Like, it's really really good. Like still this day, like it's probably going to be still in my top 5 Marvel movies, I think. So yeah, I got to go with Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah. Okay, JPO.
Be right back.
Do I go with Guardians and make my top 5 that year? Or again, that made my top 125 that year.
Yeah.
I think I enjoyed Guardians a little bit more.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. And I should mention before we get too much further, I just included the 2 Guardians of the Galaxy films on this list. We didn't go into all the ones, the other MCU movies where, Drax is in it for like a few minutes. You know what I mean? It would get a little too bogged down with MCU movies. We didn't want to go too crazy with it. So I think just the 2 main Guardians of the Galaxy films are in.
And I think he shines more. I think he shines more in Guardians too. So
yeah. So I just wanted to make that just so Infinity War because he's in it for a minute. You know what I mean? Just we just had to make
I agree.
So anyways, Richie, you're up.
Well, also I should probably mention Austin's not the only wrestler in the Condemned. Nathan Jones is in it as well.
Oh, that's right. He is. Yeah, he's in there for a minute. Well, again, what Nathan Jones does, he's a big intimidating presence for like a
Vinny Jones appeared at a random UK pay-per-view once.
He did. He appeared at I think it was No Mercy UK. Yeah.
All right.
I'm going to be honest. I said there's a WWE film production that comes up that I didn't mind. This is the one. I like the concept. I like this movie. Shame. I like The Condemned. I think it's good. And there was it's certainly better than The Condemned 2, which I think it was a Randy Orton. Randy Orton shouldn't do movies.
Yeah, right. and it's funny because Randy Orton is like, he's a good-looking dude. He's tall. He's handsome. He should be like awesome, and he's horrible in movies.
And
so,
he's charismatic in his own way as well when he's motivated.
Right.
But yeah, just like, I don't know, just doesn't work out.
It just hasn't worked out.
No. Yeah. But I mean, as much as I love The Condemned, The Guardians is a better movie here, and I think it's and Batista puts on the better performance. I think. I felt really Batista's just a good guy. I'm glad he for all the success. Because he had to. There's a lot of big name acts up for the role of Drax, and he was able to get it. So. So and I think he kills it. So I'll go Guardians.
Here you go. A little comment from Malcolm. Did the wrestlers from the tournament become a
well,
Nathan Jones
he just is. So, I mean,
yeah.
There you go. Yeah. But not many of his movies have gone. I don't think, other than Mad Max, not many of his movies have gone through. So it's fair enough. All right, Chris.
I was say easy vote. Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah. I got you. Jacob. Yeah, right. I wonder what he's going to vote for.
Sympathy vote to The Condemned.
Ooh,
Steve Austin will not be swept on tournament fights.
Right. Fair enough. But The Condemned is definitely a blatant rip-off of both The Running Man and Battle Royale, which is a Japanese movie where it's like everybody getting picked off and killing each other. Yeah, it's just a blatant rip-off of a couple of movies. Yeah, it's not bad. It's entertaining enough, but it doesn't hold a candle to Guardians. And really, it was big. It was Batista's really big break. I mean, he was in like Riddick and some things before this, but I mean, everybody really took notice. Again, a wrestler going with a little more comedy instead of just being a big action guy. So I think it played to his strengths. He does both in the movie, and his character can be matter of fact and kind of flat, but it's what the character is, and it's funny. So playing against everybody else, so it's great. Guardians. Yeah.
Now on the poster for The Condemned, is that a spoiler where it says 9 people will die? Or is it just
no, it's just the premise that one person will survive. It's the premise of the movie, so I mean, it's not really a spoiler. I mean, that just
I've never
is.
seen it, so I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's like a death race kind of situation too. Pay-per-view, people watching.
Okay.
It's one of those things.
Yeah, they're all convicted felons, and only one of them, whoever lives, is the one that gets to go home free.
Yeah.
Okay. That makes sense.
The issue is that it's just going to be Austin. So it's like,
yeah, exactly. He's the star.
Yeah.
I mean, you kind of a feeling general.
Hey, hold on. You got to put Guardians through.
Oh yeah, sorry. You
got to actually move forward. Yeah. All right.
There we go.
All right. So here we go. We got the Protector.
Protector up against Rocky 3.
Rocky 3. Okay. Well, this might be another sweep, but we'll talk about it. But The Protector, again, is a Nathan Jones movie, but he actually has a lot to do. He shows up halfway through. He's a big, he fights Tony Jaa in the scene, but he actually retreats because the cops are showing up and fights him again. So he actually has several scenes where he's a big badass and gets a lot of licks on him. And then obviously Rocky 3, Hulk Hogan, and it's one of his big debuts as Thunderlips, big scene, having a wrestler versus boxer and playing a wrestler in the movie. So we'll go with JPO.
Yeah.
He looks like he could beat some ass, but never saw it. So Rocky 3.
Okay. They're good scenes. He's really good in it. Yeah. Anyways, Richie?
I think more people should watch Tony Jaa stuff. I think he's underrated. I like Tony Jaa. And the on bar films and stuff like that. But and I do remember him having a decent role in it. But I don't know. I like Rocky 3. I like the corniness. I think Hulk Hogan plays, fits in that movie really well. And I think he's really good. So I mean, and technically, Mr. T is Mr. T in this one? Well, I don't know. Anyway.
Well, this is the Mr. T one. Yeah.
I mean, if you want to say 2,
a few years later with WrestleMania, I get it, but
rumor has it he's still doing his Hall of Fame speech as we speak. That was fucking wrong. And he's there. He's competing for the longest Hall of Fame speech between him and Hillbilly Jim. But I'll go Rocky 3. I think it's fun.
All right. Yeah. Chris.
I'll go Rocky 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jacob.
First of all, I will say brown sugar cinnamon, the best Pop-Tart flavor.
S'mores.
Yeah.
And then I will give my
I'll
vote
say
for
brown sugar
Rocky
cinnamon. Actually, speaking of that, I have some across the room. I
S'mores.
should get one.
Yeah, s'mores. Shit.
Easy
Uh-huh.
vote.
So I'm sorry, Jacob voted for Rocky, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I gotcha. No, I mean, it's already going through anyway, so I'll give a simply vote for Protector. I really like that movie. I think I mean, the plot itself kind of sucks. It's not great, but the fight scenes in that movie are incredible. And yeah, Nathan Jones actually does have some really fun fight scenes with Tony Jaa in that movie. It's one of his better things. He doesn't have a lot of dialogue. It's just him being big and rah, like just yelling at him, but throwing him across the room is fun. So I'll give a simply vote for Protector. I know Rocky 3's going through, so it's fine. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I watched Protector. It was one of the other ones that I watched today. I was able to squeeze in 3 movies today, surprisingly enough. But the Protector, yeah, it was good. Like it had some kind of interesting things that like I don't always understand about like Thailand and like their culture.
No, like I said, the plot is not great. It's just about the fight scenes. The plot is not.
There's some kind of interesting things with like elephants and like things like that's just kind of interesting. But the fight scenes are really good. And also it's kind of weird how the movie's kind of half in like I don't even like know what language it is, if it's Korean or like what it is, but it's like half in that, then kind of half in English. There's actually a decent amount of English in this movie.
But then it takes place in like Australia, so there's a lot of Australian actors in it. It's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very strange movie. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, Rocky 3 is a banger. It's probably like it's hard to for me. I probably have at some point sat down and did a definitive ranking. I don't have it here in front of me. I know what my favorite is, but other than that, it kind of depends on the day. This one's really great. Like I love seeing Clubber Lang, Mr. T, and then obviously Hulk Hogan. There's a lot of great fights in this one. So and yeah, it's a fun time. So I'll vote Rocky 3.
Okay, Rocky 3 is moving on.
Yeah.
Just a quick editor's note: you guys gave way too much love to Nathan Jones, and you screwed Kurgan. Kurgan had a couple films that should have been on here.
Kurgan does have films on here. We just haven't got to them yet.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, he's got I think at least 2 or 3 on here. He's coming.
Yeah.
He's coming.
Yeah.
He's coming. He's coming. He might be on the next. We'll see.
You got here.
Watch him say that. Be on the next few. Yeah.
No.
All right. Versus Ed Wood. Okay. So yeah. Obviously John Cena. Yeah, in the Marine. I think his first big action movie, right? Yeah, 2006.
Yeah.
And versus Ed Wood, obviously featuring George the Animal Steel playing wrestler Tor Johnson and MPO playing. There you go. So wrestler playing a wrestler. So we go to Richie first.
Yeah, I mean this is pretty easy. I'm like the Marine's probably one of the one of the better WWE studio film. It's John Cena is becoming quite big at this point. He just he not long probably the last he just started becoming a big baby face, so they trying to capitalize on that. I don't even know if John Cena was the first pick for the Marine. I have to check that out. I think it was someone else, but which is interesting. I'll look it up. But
I think it's the later one that Randy Orton got replaced.
Yeah. That's right. This is meant to be Randy Orton. No,
not this one. The sequel before the Miz took over. Randy Orton is going to be in the sequel.
Okay. All right. Cool. Well, that makes sense. Because
I auditioned for that movie. By the way, you can find that clip on YouTube.
Yeah.
What?
But I think there's also a thing where Randy Orton maybe was in the running for this, but there was controversy where because Randy Orton was actually a Marine, but then he got dishonorably discharged. So people within the Marines were were kind of complaining we shouldn't have this. He shouldn't be in this movie. So I think John Cena got there by default, but he's probably the better choice because, as we discussed before, Randy Orton's not good at movies. But yeah, this is the Marine is fine. It's a decent movie. It's his first role, first big role as he's becoming a big star. But yeah, Ed Wood's a better film, and George Animal still has a great role in it. And yeah, I love Ed Wood, so I'll go Ed Wood.
Yeah.
Chris.
Easy vote for me, the Marine.
Oh wow.
Okay.
So I'll be right back, guys.
Okay.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Jacob.
Jacob.
Yeah, I think objectively speaking, because I think we all know what my favorite Tim Burton
Yeah.
movie is.
Which one are you going to vote for, Jacob? I wonder.
I think Ed Wood might be like his best made movie. Like this is just well done. Like the script is amazing. Like just everything about this movie is well done from start to finish. The Marine is fine. It's the Marine. It's whatever. I'm gonna go with Ed Wood here pretty easily. Actually, I know like obviously John Cena has a bigger role in the Marine than George the Animal Steel does in Ed Wood, but I get more enjoyment out of it, so it's gonna pretty easily get my vote.
All right.
Yeah. Austin.
Yeah, I think I'll pretty easily go with Ed Wood here as well. It's pretty damn cool that they got like George Animal Steel is a wrestler who looks exactly like Tor Johnson. So it's just a nice coincidence that they could get like a wrestler to play a wrestler, and he looks just like him, he sounds like him, and the fact that Ed Wood is like a wrestling fan, and that's how he like finds him, like is pretty awesome in the movie. Because there's a scene where he goes to like the wrestling matches. He's like, I want to put that guy in a movie. Like it's a lot of fun. So and yeah, The Marine is an okay action movie. It's not bad. It's serviceable. But yeah, John Cena's pretty a stale action hero in this movie, so I'll go with Ed Wood.
Yeah, and you are correct, Jacob. Brown sugar cinnamon Pop Tarts, like my best flavor. It's good stuff. But yeah, but yeah, I never seen The Marine, but John Cena looks like he fits it really well. He's got the total look down and everything, but I just haven't seen it. But Ed Wood's great. I just saw it just a couple of weeks ago for the first time, and Johnny Depp literally transformed, but I like it that he transformed into just like a regular guy. He's not transformed into some crazy character or anything. I mean, he's a bit of a character because he likes to wear women's clothes and stuff like that in the movie. But and then and then I shout out Martin Landau as Bela Lugosi, like really solid. You got some good comedy from Bill Murray too, and in there, and then having an actual wrestler playing a wrestler it is cool too, and it actually works. So yeah, Ed Wood, pretty easy here.
All right, JPO.
Yeah, I mean, it's been said here, the love for Ed Wood here. It's a really fun, unique film. We've got him hyped up on here a couple of times. Marine, passable. If you want to be nice, we have Ed Wood for sure.
Okay, fair enough. So we'll go with Ed Wood, 5-1.
Yeah,
and we'll move on.
Ed Wood, all right, and then. Next, we have Mr. Nanny.
There it is. Okay. This should be an interesting match. All right. So, we have Mr. Nanny obviously right there with Hulk Hogan. And then, Batman and Robin actually features two wrestlers. Jesse Ventura is in a very, very small role as Arkham Asylum, but Bane is played by Jeep Swinson, who was a wrestler. So, one of the main villains is a wrestler. And he's a big, big dude. So, we'll go to Chris first. Yeah.
I mean, Nanny was okay for what it was. I mean, but I don't think Batman and Robin's incredible. But I do like Chris O'Donnell as Robin. I think it's awesome. And I do like. I still have like my Two-Face action figure I got from that movie. So overall, I would say Batman and Robin.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jacob.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've seen Mr. Nanny. Just don't remember much about it. Batman and Robin is one I can actually go back to every once in a while and have some fun with. I think it's a fun, turn your brain off movie. You're not expecting an A-tier superhero movie when you watch Batman and Robin, but you can expect some fun. Who doesn't love the one-liners from Arnold Schwarzenegger in this movie? So just because I get more enjoyment out of it and I go back to it more often, I'm going to go with Batman and Robin.
Okay.
Yeah. Sounds good.
So Mr. Nanny's not a great movie, but I've seen it like a dozen times. I kind of get some enjoyment out of it. It's kind of watchably bad. It's just silly. I will say that Sherman Hemsley, from the Jeffersons, is actually pretty funny in that movie. There's a good scene where the kid is getting bullied and he notices, so he offers him like various weapons to basically kill the bully with. So yeah, he like offers him like brass knuckles and like a blackjack and like a taser. Like he's offering him all these different weapons, and it's pretty damn funny. It's some good stuff in there. I'll give it to Batman and Robin because it's probably more watchable, and I do like it as like a drunk watch. Like it's grown on me as far as like it's just a silly cartoon. Like it's just you don't take it seriously at all. But okay, I'll give it to Batman and Robin. But I don't overly hate Mr. Nanny. I'll just say that. So
Yeah. This one's kind of interesting because they're two like not great movies, but they're kind of guilty pleasure movies, kind of both of them in a way.
Yeah.
Like I remember seeing Mr. Nanny as a kid. I haven't seen it since then, but I remember that like I had fun with it as a kid. Now I haven't watched it since, so I don't know if it'll hold up as an adult. but you never know. Like I'd be willing to give it a shot. But funny enough, Batman and Robin in on this episode, like we're gonna talk kind of higher on it than most people normally would, and just because of what it's going up against. So that's kind of fun. And I have a really obscure fact about one of the like child actors from Mr. Nanny. There's this actress named Madeline Zima, and she's all grown up now, but she's in one of the seasons of Heroes, like like season 4, and she has a makeout scene with Hayden Panettiere, so that's a thing. And then also she was in the very last season of Twin Peaks, and she appears topless in the very first scene of the whole like reboot of the series. So there's that. But Batman and Robin's gonna get my vote here just because I think that there's just more to enjoy overall about the movie. And a shout out Uma Thurman, Alicia Silverstone. So yeah.
All right. We'll go to JPO.
Yeah.
I will see your creepy facts, Jordan, and I'll match you with. She was also the first person David Duchovny does in Californication. She definitely grew up. Anywho,
Interesting.
yeah, I never thought I'd say the word. I think I'm going to vote for Mr. Nanny over a Batman movie, but I think I'm about to do it. Yeah, this was kind of. I don't remember liking it that much as a kid. I liked Forever, I really did, but yeah, this one it's a little too cheesy, a little too one-linery. There's a way better Sub-Zero story with the cartoon. I sent you guys the screenshot in the chat. I guess there's no good promo shots of Jeep Swenson because there's a photo of the uncensored match he's in, and they used Bane's photo for the match, and that was legitimately.
I remember that.
Legitimately the photo on WWE Network for the longest time.
Oh wow!
Like Bane, no one caught that. That's Bane.
Yeah. He wore like camo gear and like a beret most of the time. Yeah, it's strange.
Yeah, no, you see his face. Yeah, he's not Bane in the match. In fact, the match is a year before it or so. But I just thought that was fun. It must have been no good promo shots, and they used like a fan collage, or they used a Bane photo because that's all they could find. I honestly, man, okay, hear me out. If they're both put in front of me, which one am I gonna watch? Mr. Nanny.
Fair enough. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Richie.
Yeah, between like previous facts, I think maybe Jordan told me this too. It's like I mean, this is a wrestling connection too. The girl that's in Game Plans also in that. There's a direct DVD American Pie Presents one, where it's like from the chick's perspective, and she's in that movie. And now I can't watch that movie.
Yeah, the cute little girl with the rock and Game Plan is like talking about blowjobs in American Pie.
Yeah.
It's disturbing if you know. It's like, no, stop it. You're his cute little football daughter.
Yeah.
Anyway, I remember watching Mr. Nanny a lot as well. I was like, it was fun. Just like, obviously at the time my dad owned a video store. I'm like Mr. Nanny was like, oh, Mr. Nanny, I like Hulk Hogan, and yeah, it was dumb, silly fun. But I think I can enjoy it on the same level as Batman and Robin. It's kind of funny these two are going against each other.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know I would love like a back-to-back watch would be kind of fun. Like these two movies. I'm going to do it too. I can't believe I'm doing it. I'm going to go Mr. Nanny.
And that's where I know her from too. She's the daughter of Fran Drescher in The Nanny. So that little girl loved Nanny.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Both male and female. Yeah. So what are the votes?
Batman and Robin will take it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Almost a little rally for Mr. Nanny. Almost.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, next we got Magic Mike.
All
Here's
right,
the
what's the water boy? Okay, so we got Magic Mike with Kevin Nash as one of the dancers, and the water boy features we were debating over which Big Show because he's made appearances, but his presence is kind of felt more across the water boy because it comes back.
Yeah, I feel like his character's important to Adam Sandler as a
yeah, because he looks up to him, he imitates him. Yeah, they reference him a lot. Yeah, as opposed to some of his other just quick cameos. So we went with that. So. Jacob.
Yeah, this was pretty easy for me. Haven't seen Magic Mike, so I'll go with the Water Boy. I think the Big Show is really fun in it.
Okay.
Yeah. Austin.
I always misremember. Like I go back and I'm like, was that Tony Schiavone interviewing him too? And it's not. It's like somebody else that's kind of imitating Tony Schiavone. But it is
Farley's brother.
Yeah, Kevin Farley. Yeah, that's right. But I always go back to it. I'm like, Tony Schiavone's in it. Oh no, he's not. it's not Tony Schiavone. But yeah, I still haven't gotten around to see Magic Mike. I probably should at some point. So yeah, I'll also go with the Water Boy.
Yeah, Chris Farley's brother, Kevin Farley, like he's got some stand-up out now, and it's actually pretty good. He's got a lot of Chris Farley mannerisms and stuff. Just speaking of him, since he was brought up, but Magic Mike, like I'm not a big fan. Like obviously, like not the demographic for it, and like Kevin Nash, so you can just kind of see him just like up on stage. He doesn't have the same kind of dance.
He's like barely moving
back and forth. But the Water Boy is fun. Yeah, the Big Show. He's a lot of fun. The Captain Insano shows no mercy and like does a little like eye poke thing. And yeah, I think that it is somewhat important to the Water Boy's character. So yeah, I'll vote for the Water Boy.
Okay, JPO.
Yeah,
this one's actually tough because I like the first Magic Mike a lot. It's a Steven Soderbergh film. There's a lot more to it than just the dudes dancing. There's actually a really cool story behind it. Matthew McConaughey, Alex Pettyfer could put out some good performances. So it's a really decent flick. The second one is a lot more about now there's just long ass sequences of dancing and giving you the movie you kind of thought the first one was. But I've got such love for Waterboy, which we're talking about. The Giant, which of course Captain Insano was great. When are we going to mention the other pro wrestler that's in this movie?
What's that?
Who is that?
WrestleMania main eventer Lawrence Taylor, y'all. Come on, he main evented a Mania. So there's two in Waterboy. I just ruined the future WWT trivia question I'm going to ask. The Waterboy. So be prepared, Richie. You'll probably get the match. I've got such love for Waterboy. I think they're both good, but Waterboy just the nostalgia pick for me here. Well, Mama Don't Know Can't Hurt Her.
Exactly.
Kathy Bates is so good. I mean, come on. Henry Winkler, Kathy Bates. I gotta go Waterboy.
Okay, Richie.
I've got love for Magic Mike as well. It's not more than just like a stripper movie. I think there's a great story behind it. But I think Matthew McConaughey kills it here. But the second one is more we don't have a story, but this movie made a lot of money, so we'll just get we'll just have a bunch of people do stripping, and we don't have Matthew McConaughey, who's one of the best in the movie, so we'll get Jada Pinkett Smith, or Alex Pettyfer, because apparently Channing Tatum and Alex Pettyfer
keep her name out your fucking mouth.
Or Alex Pettyfer, because apparently Alex Pettyfer and Channing Tatum hated each other. And apparently we're getting a third movie soon. So anyway, I do like.
There's no way Nash is dancing in that one, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna say that Kevin Nash's presence in this movie is really funny because you got all these guys who are like, really good looking but can do like athletic stuff. And then Kevin Nash is like just walking out with his like two torn quads, just like hey, and just like sitting on. And then obviously like the Giant doesn't have like a huge role in Waterboy, but like I said, his presence is felt. Like it definitely. I think it's an important character, and Waterboy is just a lot of fun. I think it's just I think it's almost underrated when it comes to Anderson's filmography. Actually, I think it's a really good. I don't go as far as a couple of words. I think it's really one of the best sports movies ever. It's I wouldn't go that far, but like it's a good movie. It's a decent movie. So
one of the best sports comedies, you could say, maybe.
You can make that argument. And like Henry Winkler's great. Everyone's sort of great in this movie, so I'll go the Waterboy as well.
All right, Chris.
Yeah.
You're muted.
Muted.
Oh.
So, guys, I will go the Waterboy, but I just realized we are
You gotta
going
go.
pretty late.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's almost 10:30, and I gotta hop off here.
No worries.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
I do have a noise level in my apartment complex.
No, you're good, man.
My wife's
You're
got work
good,
early.
No worries,
Yeah.
man. All right, thanks for joining us, man. We're glad you could
All right,
hop
guys.
on tonight.
Chris.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Hey, it's been fun, man.
All right.
All right.
Later.
Well, good
See
one.
you, sir.
Peace out, bro.
All
Peace
right.
out.
Please.
Okay, so Waterboy swept it. So there you go.
All right.
That should be
Waterboy.
the tagline for the next Magic Mike movie should be more than just a stripper movie. That should be the
Yeah.
tagline.
Yeah.
More
Well,
than just a stripper movie.
Magic
Maybe
Mike. I also
for
worked
once
in a
I'll
movie
take my
theater.
audition tape.
Yeah. Well, I worked in a movie theater during Magic Mike. That's another fun one where like it's mostly females and they're like shouting at the screen. They're like, "Ow, take it off!" Woo! And you see like one or two guys that are there, where like their wives clearly just dragged into the theater and they're kind of like embarrassed to even be there. Kind of.
Real quick, I wanted to play the filmography game with the director of Mr. Nanny that we just talked about real quick. So it's Michael Gottlieb, who had a very short career, but it's a lot of bad movies. So he started out in the 80s. It's only 4 movies, but 87 with Mannequin, if you've ever seen Mannequin, the one about the mannequin that comes to life. It's more famous for Mannequin 2 on the Move, actually. So, yeah, bad movie. He directed one after that with Cheech Marin called The Shrimp on the Barbie, which is set in Australia.
Oh, wow.
And it's actually so bad he took his name off of it because it's actually an Alan Smithy movie. If you know anything about Alan Smithy, it's what's credited when a director takes his name off of it. Right, they want to do with it. Then he directs Mr. Nanny, and then his final film in 1995, he just quit the business after this. A Kid in King Arthur's Court, if you remember that, with the kid from Rookie of the Year. Yeah. But oddly enough, A Kid in King Arthur's Court has Daniel Craig and Kate Winslet in it. Very strange movie.
Really?
Yes. Oh yeah, they're both in it.
Well,
1995.
Kid, but
If you go back, it has like a crazy cast in it. Like there's the guy who plays Hans, and the Mighty Ducks is like the king, and like it's got a crazy cast. Yeah, go back and watch it. Yeah, Daniel Craig is like the main knight in that movie, and Kate Winslet is like not the love interest. It's like Daniel Craig's love interest in the movie. So yeah,
go back and see that.
Very strange.
But yeah, just a comment from Malcolm about the Madeline Zoom. Like he says that, and then also like he wants to see a picture on screen, but we don't want to get banned.
No, get banned.
Jordan started it.
Yeah.
But maybe on the Patreon. No, that's not gonna happen.
No.
but anyways, but up next we got the Halloween movie. Up against
Expendable. Okay, so
Expendable. So
so we got Halloween with Tyler Mane, obviously playing Michael Myers in that movie, and the Expendables playing Stone Cold Steve Austin playing kind of one of the big heavy henchmen in that movie as well. Pretty silent in the movie, not a lot of lines. So there you go. So I'll go first. It's interesting. Yeah, the Expendables is fun, but I like the Expendables 2 way more. I think they had a lot more fun with the sequel than in this one. And I'm a fan of the Rob Zombie Halloween. Halloween 2 is whatever, but I'll defend the first Halloween movie. So I'll go Halloween.
Yeah. I've never seen Rob Zombie's Halloween. Like I need to watch some of these horror sequels. There's a lot of horror sequels I've been seeing, but so I can't really comment. And like I didn't think that the first Expendables was really that great either. Like I thought that the second Expendables was way better. But I mean, you have Stone Cold in like a significant role, so I mean it's fun. But so yeah, I'll just vote for the Expendables. So
all right, JPO.
Stone Cold doesn't have many lines. He's got more than Tyler Mane does. I didn't like Zombie's take on Halloween. I thought it was too on the nose and took away all the mystique and the fun of it. Director's cut's better than the main cut. Oh no, I'm sorry. The year cut is better than the director's cut, which bothers me even more. Expendables is still fun, so I go with that for sure.
Yeah.
I will give a shout out. That's a good Halloween poster, though. I like the collage of like the mask, like with all the people. Like it's a kind of a cool poster. So,
it is.
No argument there.
Yeah. All right, Richie.
The only thing that the only kind of like a nitpick thing I don't like about that Rob Zombie Halloween movie, the first one, is that you see Rob Zombie as a kid and he's like kind of a small pudgy guy, and somehow he grows up to be the size of a basketball player.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How the fuck that was a massive growth spurt, man. How the fuck did
Yeah.
that happen?
HGH there.
Hey, to be fair, Richie, we don't know who his dad is. Maybe his dad was 7 feet tall. I don't know. He's not in the movie. So
His dad is
to be fair.
Spivey.
So we don't know.
Yeah, I mean, there is I do like Rob Zombie's Halloween, and some of the scenes are brutal, even when he's like a kid, where he beats the shit out of that Spy Kids kid, just kills him, just beats the absolute living shit out of him. And murders him basically. And I'm a big defender of it. I think Rob Zombie's Halloween is good. Halloween 2 it sucks a lot, but Halloween is really good. And the Expendables I have a lot of fun with as well. And Austin if we're using Russian terminology, playing the heel here. But he's but it's a lot of fun. I think I know where it's going to go, but I'll go Rob Zombie's Halloween.
I will say Malcolm McDowell was a good update of like a same type of actor that Donald Pleasance was, so I think he does a pretty good job in the movie. Like he's well cast.
Yeah.
So Jacob.
Yeah, funny enough, the movie I've revisited more is actually Halloween. I think The Expendables is a lot of fun. I mean, all those action stars in one movie makes for a fun time. But you know what? I don't hate Rob Zombie's Halloween, and since I revisit it more often, I'll go with Halloween.
Yeah,
okay. Halloween makes it through.
All right. Halloween, all right.
Okay. All right.
Sounds
Fair
good.
enough.
So then up next we got Playing with Fire, is what that is, with John Cena going up against My Spy.
My Spy. All right.
The two kind of family movies featuring a wrestler, So
John Cena versus Batista, pretty obvious one here. So we'll go Jordan Anderson.
Yeah, so I've never seen My Spy. Like, it's not one that really, like, I don't know, that looked like one that I really wanted to run out and see. But same with Playing with Fire, I didn't really want to run out to see it. But I worked at a movie theater while it was playing, so I was in and out, and I actually did see it. And if you just go in with a mindset that it's going to be a family movie, it's going to have family type jokes, it's not going to have like anything that'll make little kids feel uncomfortable or anything, except for one scene where John Cena is naked in the shower, but you don't see it like full frontal nudity.
And that doesn't make me uncomfortable.
Yeah. Some people are totally fine with
You
that.
have to spell out that it's not full frontal nudity.
No.
Oh, you mean they don't have full frontal nudity in a PG?
Yeah. No.
Wait a minute. It's really weird. Halfway through, it just shows his dick.
Yeah, out of nowhere. Yeah.
Like it was good, but I didn't see John Cena's dick. Oh, there you go.
But like seeing that scene though in particular makes me want to
studios.
like rethink my life choices. I'm like, man, like he's got that. He's probably doing a ton of steroids to get there, but I'm still. But
hey, John Cena's steroid free. Come on now.
I don't know.
Yeah, we're
I'm not
going
gonna
to
speak for him though. But I still have fun with it though. I think that it has some heart to it, and it's a fun movie that you could just see with the whole family. So I'll vote for Playing with Fire.
Okay, GPO.
I Playing with Fire. It didn't work for me personally. I thought it was too. It probably would fit fine for 7-year-old, 10-year-old, but for me, it was not one that I would want to go back to. I love the fact that Negasonic Teenage Warhead or whatever from Deadpool's the main girl, but she doesn't really get much fun to really have here. It's just very one note. I had more fun with My Spy. I love Kristen Shaw's presence here. I thought there was better chemistry between Batista and the kid there, Chloe Coleman, than there was in Playing with Fire, which felt just more. I don't know. It just didn't work for me. My Spy worked just that much more. So My Spy.
Yeah. Richie?
Yeah, I haven't had the chance to watch either of these films. I think obviously My Spy is significant because I think it's Batista's first lead role. Basically, I mean, he's playing off the girl here, but it's sort of a more major sort of role for him here. And John said Playing with Fire. I guess it's just because it's not for me. I haven't actually got around to watch it, but I don't. Yeah. maybe it'll just come down to what I'm more likely to watch. I think My Spy is more my bag, so I'll go My Spy.
Yeah. Jacob.
And I don't know if I'll ever get to either of these movies. I haven't. Yeah, I don't know. They just don't interest me. The previews didn't really do much, and when they came out on Blu-ray, I was like, nah, no, not worth the $20. Not gonna do that. Um, you know what? I like Cena more as a wrestler than Batista, so I'll give Cena my vote here and go with Playing with Fire.
Yeah.
All right, so it's
Awesome.
tied up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard really bad things about Playing with Fire. I mean, it's got a good cast, but I heard some really bad things. It's just really terrible.
Right.
My Spy just interested me because I actually looked up the director. We're going to play the filmography again with Pete Siegel in a second because it's just an interesting career, like the ups and downs. Yeah, Peter Siegel. And I'll tell you in a second. So I'll go My Spy just because Pete Siegel intrigues me because he's done some interesting things. So I'll go with that. So you can put that through while we're doing that. So he started with Naked Gun 33 1/3, which I think all the Naked Gun movies are fun, so that's fine.
Yeah.
He goes to Tommy Boy, which we love. So Tommy Boy, good movie. Jumps to My Fellow Americans, the movie about the presidents. Not great.
Yeah,
Whatever.
I've heard of it.
Nutty Professor 2, The Clumps.
No, thank you.
Then he goes into his Adam Sandler phase, actually. So Anger Management.
That's not bad.
Yeah. Arguably some of his better ones, 50 First Dates, he directs after that.
That's good movie.
And then he directed The Longest Yard.
Okay,
so there we go. And he actually directs a lot of wrestlers because there's some movies that are on this list. Get Smart, which we will see very soon on this list. He directs that movie. And then he directed Grudge Match, the Stallone De Niro film. And then he directed Second Act recently with Jennifer Lopez. I don't know if anybody saw that or not.
Maybe the worst one so far.
And then his most recent is My Spy. So an interesting filmography from Pete Siegel. So, but arguably directed some of Adam Sandler's better movies in those 2000s. So there you go.
Yeah.
All right.
Not too bad. Yeah. Let's see.
All right.
Next, we got No Holds Barred.
We got Sisters. Okay. All right. So we'll go to JPO. But yeah, obviously Hulk Hogan, No Holds Barred, and Zeus, they would cross over their feud into some actual shows in the WWE and some matches. And WCW. Yeah. So and then Sisters was the same year as Trainwreck and features John Cena playing a tatted up drug dealer, and he's a lot of fun in that movie. So JPO.
The best part for No Holds Barred is the new action figure set. It comes in like a really cool VHS case. Want that? This movie's not that good. The humor doesn't totally land. It's a good watch for a wrestling fan, but it's not that great of a film. I like Sisters. I had fun. Some great chemistry here from the SNL ladies of Faye and Pola here. They definitely shine here. Playing with Fire alumni John Leguizamo pops up. More Ike Barinholtz, as we talked about earlier. So the cast is here to play. And Cena, totally tatted up. It's a fun role, man. It's a cool role that you can tell that this dude, kind of like Batista, is willing to kind of do anything if it's good on paper. My safe word is keep going. I'm going to keep going with Sisters.
Okay. Richie, what do you think?
Yeah, No Holds Barred is your sort of your famous bad movie. I think it's probably one of Hulk Hogan's more memorable movies. It's not great, but you can have fun with it. Sisters. I think John Cena is great in this movie. He almost steals the movie for me. He's just so great. It's just this sort of stoic bodyguard, but it has all these deep emotional feelings, but kind of doesn't it remains monotone. He's so good in this movie. I think it's one of his better performances. And as maybe I think obviously Cena and Andy probably have really good chemistry. I think maybe they're probably better out in the movie Baby Mama, but that's still pretty good here, and it's still a lot of fun to be had. So I'll go Sisters.
Yeah.
Jacob.
Jacob.
Yeah, I've never seen No Holds Barred actually. But John Cena is a tatted up drug dealer sounds like something I want to see.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll go with Sisters.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a really good thing where he runs down all the drugs he has in his briefcase, and it's really funny. He's rattling off everything ever known to man.
I think I've seen that scene. I just didn't know what it was from.
Yeah, it's really, really funny. Yeah, he has some stuff where Tina Fey's like flirting with him, and he's like, "My safe words keep going," stuff like that. Like he's just got a very monotone delivery, but it works. Yeah, and I actually rewatched No Holds Barred very recently. It's yeah, it's even as a drunk watch, guilty pleasure thing. It's not great. The final fight scene actually goes on way too long. It's like a 20-minute match. It just keeps going and going and going, and not in a good way like They Live fight, in the bad way where you're just like, okay, they should have wrapped this up by now. So yeah, it's pretty bad. But I do like Sisters actually. It's an underrated little movie, and Cena's great in it. So I'll go Sisters.
Yeah. So I've never seen No Holds Barred. Surprise, but but I mean, maybe someday. You never know. I mean, like I do kind of like Hulk Hogan. So I mean, I would watch it even if it's maybe not that great. But yeah, Sisters is a lot of fun. I have a good time with it, and just seeing Tina Fey, Amy Poehler, John Cena's great, like we said, but also shout out Bobby Moynihan too. It's like a drugged out guy that just is like on all these crazy drugs, starts freaking out at the party and stuff. He's pretty good too. So yeah, there's some funny kind of awkward moments between Amy Poehler and Ike Barinholtz too. So she's trying to hit on him, but being like subtle but not so subtle about it, kind of. So yeah, I'll vote for Sisters.
Okay, Sisters takes it.
Yeah.
All right.
Sisters it is. All right. So then we got X-Men, the original X-Men, going up against Brick Mansion. Whoa.
I think you actually put the poster for X2 up there, but we're talking about the original X-Men. But yeah.
Oh yeah, because it's got
2003 was X2. Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if that was Nightcrawler or if it was Mystique. So I was like,
oh, that's Nightcrawler. So we're actually, just to clarify, yeah, we're talking about the original X-Men because Tyler Mane plays Sabretooth in the original X-Men, and then
it almost looks like an original one. I don't know.
No, it's not. Yeah, yeah, that's
somewhere Rebecca Romaine's like, Jesus, you think I look like a Nightcrawler?
Yeah.
Yeah. She kind of does. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. All right, and Brick Mansion.
All blue people don't look alike, you know.
Yeah, right.
And I told you he was coming. Yeah, Kurgan is in Brick Mansions with the Paul Walker movie. He has a fight scene. What? There's more movies coming. Just relax.
More movies coming. We're not finished.
We're not done yet. Relax. But it does feature Kurgan. So yes, from the Oddity. So yeah, we'll go to Richie first.
And the Truth Commission. Yeah, I haven't seen Brick Mansions. There's a lot of it's unfortunate. Like Paul Walker's a decent, I think he's a decent actor in certain roles, but he, and no disrespect to the someone who's passed, but he's made a lot of bad movies.
Yeah,
there's a lot of beyond Fast and Furious, and then was it Joyride's all right, but.
Yeah.
But and then Into the Blues, fine. But yeah, but other than that, it's wow, he definitely said yes to a lot of things that aren't great. So this is pretty easy, and I think Tyler Mane is actually pretty decent as Sabretooth. Remember watching it as a kid, and it actually freaked me out. His performance, and it's especially when he gets introduced in the movie, where he jumps out of the he jumps out at Wolverine. I was like, holy shit! I was expecting it, but also it made me fucking jump. So, but yeah, so I'll go X-Men here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just don't really like the way Jordan's yelling about Kurgan. I feel like he's getting a little hostile, and I don't appreciate it. So I'm gonna go with X-Men.
All right. Sure. Yeah. Well, Austin.
Yeah, I saw Brick Mansions in the theater actually because it didn't make much of a splash, but it was one of the movies that came out like right after Paul Walker died. It was one of the last movies he made. Like he already had this in the can, and then he was halfway through filming Fast and Furious 7 when this one like came out. So it's not great. It's a remake of a French movie called like B13 or D13 or something. It has the same guy in it doing the parkour shit. Like it's the exact same dude. They just kind of redid the movie with Paul Walker. I remember them marketing a lot of the movie about Paul Walker. In one scene, he jumps in a car and starts driving, and they're like, "Hey, look, Paul Walker in a car. Don't you want to see this movie?" And it's like, they did the same thing with Vin Diesel in that Witch movie. They have like one scene of him getting in the car and like hitting the gas, and they're like, "Hey, look, Vin Diesel in a car. Don't you want to see this movie?" So I feel like they do that a lot, but Brick Mansion is not great. It's okay, and Kurgan, like he's an intimidating villain, but it's like one scene, so I'll go with X-Men.
Yeah. Also, when it came to finding posters, if you look at the original X-Men poster when you Google it, just like has this really shitty like just kind of silver poster with like the little like X like wing or like whatever they like fly around it. Like you can barely make it out. So I wanted to find someone with more characters. I thought this might be an X-Men 1, but I guess not. It's an X2, but
yeah.
But Brick Mansions is an awful movie. Like it's absolutely freaking terrible. Like I tried watching this movie and halfway through I turned it off because like the movie was just.
You probably turned it off before you got to Kurgan because he's in like the last 10 minutes of the movie.
That's probably true because I don't really remember much about that. I remember just all the parkour stuff was kind of fun to kind of look at some of the like chasing stuff, but beyond that, there's nothing redeemable about this movie. It's bad, and X-Men's great. Like it's a really solid movie. Tyler Mane was really creepy. Kind of like I'm in the brain fart on the other guy that played Sabretooth. Lee Schreiber. Yeah. So like he was really solid too. I thought he did it better, but still like he really fit the tone of this first movie though, so it actually worked. So I'll vote X-Men.
All right, JPO.
I don't like how Jacob called me out on talking about Kurgan, but I also haven't seen Brick Mansion, so it's not like I can vote for that. I guess I'm just going to have to take that and meet it. I had heard it was a remake of a movie I'd never seen, and that the remakes, and then that I want to see a better version, see the original I've heard. So, I never got around to this one here. I've never heard a big reason to get to it. I love the first couple of X-Men. I do like X2 better, but we're not voting for X2. But I still like the first one here. And again, Tyler Mane, kind of like Halloween, doesn't really have to say a lot. He played pretty good and looked like a badass. I still feel like we haven't seen the best Sabretooth version yet because I kind of want more of a talky Sabretooth. But I thought Tyler Mane looked a lot like him. Regardless, X1 for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to pull up the picture I took with Tyler Mane to show you just how big this fucking guy is, by the way.
You got a picture with him?
Oh, yeah, one of the conventions. Yeah, I got him to sign my Halloween mask and all that. But I told him how much he had never seen the director's cut of Troy. And I said, you should really watch it. You're in it like a lot more in the director's cut. It's like you're in it like 20 minutes more. It's actually just more of you. So I told him you should watch it. So,
even though the Wolverine movie that it was called X-Men Origins Wolverine, doesn't that indicate that they might, if it was successful, they were going to do more like spin-offs like X-Men Origins? Maybe you do say
they were going to do Magneto. A Magneto movie was the next one that they were going to do. Wolverine was good. Yeah, that was like the main one. Right?
Yeah, but the problem is the first Origins was so bad that they're like, we got to kill that Origins title.
Yeah.
Will everybody vote? I'm just making sure.
Yeah. Next one.
All right, so we got Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 going up again.
Roadhouse.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. All right, so Dave Bautista.
Is this that Jake Gyllenhaal movie I keep hearing about?
Oh, God. Yeah, why? So there's Tyler Mane. Look how like head and shoulders he is above me in that goddamn picture. He's a giant man. Yes, he's a very, very, very tall man. Yeah, but he's a cool dude. He was very, very nice. He's a cool guy. So that's cool. All right. So obviously, and mentioned, Roadhouse. Terry Funk is one of the kind of the main patrons of the bar that has a couple of fight scenes and altercations and things. So there you go. So we'll go to Jacob.
Yeah, I actually think Guardians Volume 2 is one of the weaker entries in the MCU. I'm not a big fan of Drax in this movie.
Yeah.
I don't like the way he's portrayed. I don't like how mean he gets. I love him in the first movie. I don't know. I don't know. But unfortunately, I haven't seen Roadhouse,
Mm.
and so usually I don't mind voting for a movie I haven't seen if the movie it's going up against is one that I just flat out hate. But I still get enjoyment out of Guardians too, so I will vote for Guardians too.
Yeah. Austin?
Yeah, I don't think Guardians 2 is that bad. It's all right. I like Kurt Russell a lot in the movie. I think he digs into that character and he's fun and yeah, they do some strange things with some of the other Guardian characters. But Yondu's great. You know, Michael Rooker's good in that movie. He really stands out. And but Roadhouse is a real fun train wreck of a movie. Like it's definitely like a train wreck of a film, but it's really fun. And yeah, Terry Funk actually is like. He's one of the guys that kind of stands out, and he's constantly just bickering with Patrick Swayze and getting into fist fights with him. And it's like they should have banned him by now. He's in like most of that movie. It's like you think they would have thrown his ass out and banned him from the bar at that point, but they just keep letting him in. You know what? I'll vote for Roadhouse. Why the hell not?
Yeah. Well, I also haven't seen Roadhouse. That's one that I've been meaning to get to. I just haven't yet, but yeah. Guardians of the Galaxy 2, I didn't like as much too. I feel like it's way too many jokes, and about half of them don't land for me. So I'm just kind of like, like enough already. And also too, like what makes me almost want to vote against it is that you have Dave Bautista playing Drax the Destroyer, and he has one fight scene in the entire movie, and it's at the very beginning, and then it's done. No more fight scenes for him the entire movie. He's done, which is crazy. Like you're gonna have this big hulking like a wrestler guy come in and you're not really going to utilize him other than jokes. So, but I do really like Kurt Russell, like you said. Also, shout out Karen Gillan too as Nebula. I thought she really shined in this one. Yeah. So I think that I still will vote for going to the Galaxy because I haven't seen Roadhouse, but I feel like even if I had seen Roadhouse, whether or not I liked it or not, I probably would go the other way because of not really using Drax the right way. But I'll still vote Guardians too.
All right. Okay.
JPO?
Yeah.
You guys haven't seen Roadhouse?
I have.
I haven't either. So Guardians. You know what I will see though, just to anger the film community? I will see that Gyllenhaal movie opening weekend. Never gets the other one.
Oh
But,
yeah.
I think it's an Amazon movie, isn't it? I think it's going to be an Amazon movie.
Maybe.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Then opening weekend in my living room, even better.
By the way, Roadhouse, just funny, directed by a guy named Rowdy Harrington.
Wow.
Okay.
Rowdy.
Yeah, he's directed by a guy named Rowdy, not Rowdy Piper. But
It's a pretty rowdy movie, so
Rowdy.
yeah.
Yeah, it sure is. So it fits, I guess. Richie.
Yeah. I don't know. They've been obsessed with trying to make it remake Roadhouse for a while because when Ronda Rousey is in the height of her fame doing, in the champion, women's bantamweight champion, they were going to do like a Roadhouse with her, and she was going to, but then she lost to Holly Holm, and then it all came crumbling down. And all her film roles that she was going to be in,
Try.
Couple were like, oh yeah, you don't know them. Well, by the way, we debated whether to put her in the list, but I don't know. I think she's more, I don't know. I think does she appear in this? I don't know, appear in this list?
Well, and to me, at the time she was appearing in movies, she was more well known as an MMA fighter than a wrestler. So, like at the time, she was being put in there because she was the baddest woman on the planet, an MMA fighter in the movie she appeared in. So that's where we kind of came to a conclusion.
Okay, fair enough.
So yeah, I know she's a wrestler now, but she hasn't really done any movies since she moved into wrestling. It was all when she was an MMA fighter. So
yeah.
that was our logic. Yeah.
Anyway, I'm gonna go to Roadhouse.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, even then, a little split, but Guardians will move on. So again, just got a couple of matches left. We're almost there.
Yeah.
So there we go. There you go, Jordan.
Get smart. There you go.
All right.
Hey, Jordan, what do you think of Get Smart?
Yeah.
So again,
Yeah.
just to clarify, this is a Kurgan movie. Sherlock Holmes does fight big Kurgan near the end of that movie, and he's the big tall bad giant. And then Get Smart. I know it's a Dwayne Johnson movie, but the Great Khali featured prominently in that movie, so that's kind of why we threw it in there. So we will start with myself. It's I've only seen Get Smart once. I know a lot of people love it. I like the TV show more. I wasn't a huge fan of the movie. Yeah, the TV show's great. And Sherlock Holmes, I wasn't a big fan of either. So I don't. It's hard to know where to go in this one. I'll go Sherlock Holmes, but just by a little bit. But I'm kind of indifferent. Just a little bit. Yeah.
So it's actually tough for me because these are both movies I really, really like. I mean, I'm not gonna say 10 out of 10 on either of them, but I mean, I do really like them a lot. And like, Get Smart. I don't know. Like, I really like the way Steve Carell plays it. Like just the humor that he brings to it works for me. And then and then Sherlock Holmes. Like, I actually really like the whole style of Sherlock Holmes. I like when it shows him thinking ahead and it shows all the different things. And then when you have Kurgan, when he shows up, it's like the big hulking guy and he like punches them several times and it doesn't do anything. Like, that's a fun scene overall. So I think I probably like Sherlock Holmes a little better. So I'll vote for Sherlock Holmes.
I do say it was good casting if you're going to Get Smart. Steve Carell is kind of a good updated version of Don Adams. Like, he does have the same kind of mannerisms and like the guy. And if you don't know Don Adams from that series, he was the original voice of Inspector Gadget. If you ever watched Inspector Gadget, he was the voice of him. So
Nice.
Yep.
Well, JPO?
Yeah, so what Richie was alluding to earlier, I just did my quick list online about my favorite Steve Carell films. Get Smart was towards the bottom. Actually, it was the bottom. Well, there was 3 more that didn't even make the list because I had to crop the picture at a certain degree. So it did beat out 3 other movies, guys. I don't know. I just thought I like Steve Carell's other movies better here. I agree with Pez. He's a good choice for this role, but I just didn't think a lot of the humor totally hit for me here. I do like Sherlock Holmes. I like some of the stuff they do with his character here. I think he got 2 great performances here. Downey Jr. is great. I liked him. I thought he was good in this. Mark Strong's a good villain. And again, wrestler-wise, they both don't really have to do too much out of their wheelhouse, but Kurgan's got that much more charisma than Khali. He's just an imposing dude. He's got no charisma. The best part about him is a dub line of like, "My sister's such a beach," and like even that is like a dub line because he probably couldn't deliver it funny enough. So Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah. And there's been talks of a Sherlock Holmes 3. I don't know if it's still coming or what's going on. But
I don't know.
So who knows? But Richie?
I think Guy Ritchie just landed another Disney kind of type movie. I have to look it up. But it was like, it's weird. His career's been weird lately. But anyway,
it's very strange.
But yeah, I like Get Smart a lot. I think it's I find some enjoyment about it. I know. Yeah, we'll talk about The Rock a little bit later, but he's really good at it. Like, as a the sort of as the kind of cocky guy who maybe he ends up being a villain, but spoiler alert. But yeah, and Greg Kelly plays the role pretty well. And I think he serves his purpose. I do like the Sherlock Holmes movies, Guy Ritchie's ones, but I think I'm more.
So the third one's still in the works, he thinks. So
maybe,
but yeah, I just like Get Smart, so I'm gonna say Get Smart.
Okay.
Yeah,
and chicken.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think both these movies are pretty good. I have a lot of fun with Get Smart. I think Steve Carell is really good in it. But I think I'll go with Sherlock Holmes. I like Robert Downey Jr. in the role, and Jude Law I think they're really great. And Kurgan, he does his job in that movie, and props to him.
Yeah, but I'm seeing there's like articles going all the way back saying Sherlock Holmes was originally going to come out in December of last year. Like, it's been in development since 2019, but it does have a different director this time. There's a guy named Dexter Fletcher who's going to be directing it. And he directed he directed something recently. I got to look him up, but
he did.
It's I'll get back to you in a second, but he directed some recent. He directed Rocket Man. The Taron Egerton movie.
Okay,
He also directed Eddie the Eagle.
Yeah, Eddie the Eagle. Yeah, and he directed a lot of episodes of The Offer, that Godfather show that just recently came out. So there you go.
I'd be down for him directing then. Yeah, sounds
So
solid.
they'll put a little different spin on it. But yeah, Sherlock Holmes will take this one. So another
Right.
good one. Mhm.
Sherlock Holmes. All right, let's see.
All right.
Then we got Suburban Commando up against
Hobbs and Shaw.
Hobbs vs. Shaw. Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Suburban Commando obviously features Hulk Hogan, but also The Undertaker in a supporting role.
Okay.
Mark Calloway, yeah, credited in this movie, shows up for a minute. And Hobbs and Shaw, yes, it's a Dwayne Johnson movie, but yeah, as we said at the beginning of the show, Roman Reigns doing his tribal chief stuff here near the end when they go to Samoa. So kind of the major reason we included that. So yeah, we'll go to Jordan Anderson.
Yeah, so Suburban Commando, I've seen it, but it's one of those ones kind of like Mr. Nanny. Like I saw it when it came out. I haven't really gone back to it, and it's one that like I could probably rewatch it at some point, but just to jog my memory on it. But I'm not like running out to do that. But Hobbs and Shaw, like I thought that it was great. Like as far as Fast and Furious movies go, I thought that it was a lot of fun. Like I thought The Rock and Jason Statham had really great chemistry. That especially like in the trailers too. Like I thought they came up with some great trailers, but you should have been like two different corridors fighting guys. But then Jason Statham has like a couple extra guys he has to fight, or like you can't break through the door, like whatever it is. I forget what the trope is, but it's something like that. And Idris Elba, like he's a good villain, but they kind of make him into like a superhero though. Like he clearly got some like not human stuff going on in it, and I don't know. Like, yeah. So I mean, he's fine. Like maybe a little one of the weaker spots for me, but just everything that the Rock and Jason Statham do, I think it's a lot of fun. It's a lot less of a Fast and Furious movie and just more of like an action movie of them just doing these unbelievable crazy stunts and stuff. But like it was a lot of fun. Like if I were to rank this on my overall Fast and Furious movies, it'd be near the top, like in the top 3 at least. So yeah, I'm gonna vote Hobbs and Shaw pretty easy. So yeah, GPO.
Yeah, I'm torn. Yeah, because like I said, Roman doesn't really have a hell of a lot to do here.
Yeah.
If you go by that criteria, but I don't hate Suburban Commando. It's been so long. I've definitely revisited Mr. Nanny more than I've done Suburban Commando. I mean, to check that one out more recently in my adulthood years. But it doesn't have Madeline Zima in it. You know, the little girl from Hobbs and Shaw is my vote.
Yeah. Well, Richie.
Yeah, I mean, I like Suburban Commando fine. Yeah, I got this one. But yeah, I think it's one of those like Holgo better movies. But yeah, it's not great. But yeah, I think him and Undertaker both serve their purpose. They're good. But yeah, I like Hobbs and Shaw. Roman Reigns doesn't do much, but what he does well. He even does Samoan. I think he even does a Samoan drop in this movie. And he does. You know, he's very intimidating. I could see. I mean, if we did this list in a couple of years, I could definitely see more Roman Reigns-esque movies showing up, because I think that's potentially one reason he's gone to part-time, because I think he's got a lot of film presence about him.
Wrong Missy with David Spade, not on the list.
Well, yeah, he's hardly, you know. I mean,
We're going. There's been plenty of movies that I've said.
I know, but like his character doesn't mean much. Anyway. So that's why we didn't pick it. Anyway, go on draft. But I'll go Hobbs and Shaw because it's fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Jacob.
Acknowledge him. Only with Hobbs and Shaw.
Yeah. Sounds good. Austin?
Yeah, Suburban Commando, it's whatever. Yeah, if I had to take that or Mr. Nanny, I'd take Mr. Nanny pretty easily. And I'm not too high on Hobbs and Shaw. I thought that movie was way too goddamn long for the material that it had. Like I remember a distinct point in that movie just being like in the theater going, is this still going on? Like, do we have a whole nother act, a whole nother action scene? Like, Jesus Christ, can we just like end this movie already? Like, it just keeps going and going and going and going and going. Yeah, I mean, I don't love it, but in this case, it's the better movie, so I'll give it to it. But I'm not going to vote it for very long. So Hobbs and Shaw is fine.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, so Hobbs and Shaw.
Mm-hmm. It's good quickly. Like a few weeks ago on AEW Dynamite, like Angelo Parker comes out and he goes, AEW Galaxy, Appreciate me.
There you go. Got a couple
All
more
right.
left. I think 2 more matchups. And we're
Yeah.
good. So we got
Out of the shadows.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows against the Princess Bride.
All right, so Out of the Shadows features Seamus as Rocksteady out of the Bebop and Rocksteady group before they kind of turn. And then he still does the voice, obviously. And then, of course, Princess Bride, one of the more famous ones with Andre the Giant. So, yeah, there you go. So we'll start with JPO.
I don't hate actually either one of these turtle movies here. I don't love them either, but Princess Bride I think is a classic, and gotta go with that.
Yeah. Richie.
I mean, we spoke just the last episode of how like I'm not as enamored with Princess Bride as other people are. So yeah, like I think it's fine. But yeah, like I mean, Out of the Shadows is like the lesser of the 2 Michael Bay movies, but there's still enjoyment to be had here in some respects. I think Seamus does it, does his role well, and it's a pretty big role. So yeah, I'll go Turtles.
Yeah. Jacob, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty big Turtles fan, but Princess Bride is just outside my top 10 favorite movies of all time, and Andre the Giant is a big reason for that. I think he's fantastic in this movie. I think Seamus is great in Out of the Shadows. I think he's really good, but yeah, the Princess Bride is just an all timer for me. So Princess Bride.
Yeah. Well, Austin.
So yeah, I kind of like both those Turtles movies too. I don't hate it. The only thing I really dislike about Out of the Shadows is Stephen Amell as Casey Jones. I think he's pretty terrible in that movie, and I think Casey Jones needs to have an edge to him, and he's just like smiling from ear to ear in that movie. It's just like it makes no sense for Casey Jones. Like
Takes off the mask and like.
Yeah. Hi guys, I'm Casey Jones.
Yeah.
Like just get the fuck out of here with that shit. Like he needs to have an edge. He needs to basically be like a convicted felon. Like it just he needs to be like a vigilante, and he's not. So I don't like that. Seamus is fine in the movie, but you probably wouldn't know it if you weren't a wrestling fan. But yeah, even though I'm not as in love with the Princess Bride as other people are overall, I will say again in this matchup, Andre the Giant is one of the better things about it. Like he's really adorable in that movie. To put it in a way, he's a lovable giant. He's a big teddy bear in that movie. He's great. So I'll go with the better wrestler part, and I'll go with the Princess Bride.
Yeah. Yeah. So as far as my favorite fandoms of all time, like it's pretty close between the Spider-Man and the Ninja Turtles. Those are 2 that I've liked ever since I was a kid. I grew up reading all the comics and like kind of seeing it from that vein. I absolutely hate this movie. I think it's garbage. I think it's like not good. Like there's like one slightly redeeming thing is like that elevator scene, but it's not even that good.
That's in the first movie.
Yeah. Oh, well, there you go. This one has nothing. Then it's just stupid from beginning to end. Then fuck this movie. And like it just totally.
I like Tyler Perry as Baxter Stockman. I think he kind of nails that part too. I think he's all right in that movie.
Yeah, but the original character, he's not. That is not Baxter Stockman. They might be good in that role, but he's not Baxter Stockman.
I would have liked to see the third one to see what they could have done with that, but whatever. Yeah, it is what it is. They're rebooting it. They're rebooting it again. It's like a Seth Rogen movie.
Seth Rogen's doing something.
Yeah, it's like they're doing another reboot, which is just weird. Like
there's also
rebooted more than Spider-Man.
There's also some Nickelodeon Ninja Turtles movie coming to Netflix as well. So
yeah.
Confusing.
I'm hoping that the Seth Rogen one, at least live action. I kind of heard maybe it's going to be animated too. I don't know. I'm not sure on it, but yeah. So. And The Princess Bride is great. Like from beginning to end, it's a great love story. It's a great comedy. Like it's got some spoofy kind of elements to it. It's very quotable. It's a great adventure. Like it just got so much to love in it, and it really holds up. So yeah, I got to go with The Princess Bride.
All right, so The Princess Bride will move on. And I think we have 1 or 2 more matchups. We're almost there. I
think one more. I think it's
Richie, did you not have a grandfather read you stories as a kid?
Yeah.
Come on. What do you mean?
We didn't vote for The Princess Bride, so that's why.
I was going to say that I think years ago, like when they're talking about a Ninja Turtles movie, I think Christian Harloff suggested that for Casey Jones, speaking of wrestling, that he was pitching that Casey Jones could be CM Punk.
Yeah, that would have been all right. At least he would have had an edge to him, like something dangerous about him or something. You know, like something. Like
Yeah.
give him something.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
even the updated one didn't work. You got to go back to the original that wore sweatpants everywhere and stuff, and like carried a
Yeah.
golf bag around.
No,
So,
yeah, that's great. So, yeah, Blade Runner 2049, which again features Batista in a very memorable scene with Ryan Gosling, and then Halloween, Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 with again Tyler Mane. So there we go, Richie.
Yeah, I'm not. I made my opinion known of Halloween 2. I think it's really bad. I think it takes what's actually decent about the first one, just it's just not a good movie at all. And Blade Runner 2049 is really good. And like I think Batista, it's one of Batista's better performances, especially the scene at the start. So even though it's a smaller role. I'll go Blade Runner 2049.
Okay.
yeah.
Jacob?
Jacob.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way with Halloween 2. I can like things about the first one, but the second one, like, it just falls very flat. But Blade Runner 2049, like, I watched it not too long ago, and I don't know, I didn't like it. It felt long. I wasn't into it, but that scene with Batista was pretty good. So since the wrestler in question was good in his role, I will go Blade Runner 2049.
Yeah. Austin.
Yeah, Halloween 2 is batshit crazy in the bad kind of way, not the good kind of way. It's just like there's just weird shit with like horses and like his family, like ghost horses and shit, and him just being like a random homeless guy, like not even having his mask on most of the movie. It's just a weird movie, and I know it's a movie Rob Zombie didn't really want to make. He was kind of forced into it, so he just went kind of nutty with it. And yeah, Blade Runner, I the original one I'm not really a fan of. The sequel I like a little more just because I like Gosling and had some good stuff, and it looks good. It looks great on 4K, so I'll at least say that, and I'll watch it for that. But I'm still not a huge fan of the actual series, but I'll go Blade Runner on this one just because Batista has a good scene and it's pretty good. So
Yeah. Pass. Can I pass on this one?
Yeah.
I have not seen Halloween 2, so there's nothing I can say about it. And I did not like Blade Runner 2049. I thought that it was slow and boring. And when I went to go see it in the theaters, I got a good nap in, and I should have known that going in because I got a good nap watching the original too. So it's just like way too slow, and they create this really cool looking world that like seems like it'd be like a lot of fun. And it just slow and just like I don't know, that it just drags and drags. It's like, when are we gonna get to anything? Come on, is anything happening here? What am I watching? So like, yeah, it's just not for me. And I'm not a Jared Leto fan either. Like I don't know if I've liked almost anything that he's done short of that. What's that like Nick Cage movie where they're like selling guns and stuff? Like he's good in that.
Oh, Lord of War. He's all right.
Yeah, Lord of War.
Well,
Yeah,
and to be fair, he's good in stuff like Dallas Buyers Club or Requiem for a Dream, where it's more of a dramatic role. He's actually very good in those movies.
Panic Room is the guy that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and maybe like Requiem for a Dream. Yeah, that movie's decent. But yeah, I'll still vote Blade Runner because I haven't seen Halloween 2, but I don't like it still, but I'll vote for it.
Yeah, JP.
Slight hot take. I like Halloween 2 more than Halloween 1 from Rob Zombie.
Oh,
It is batshit crazy, and it made me that much more enjoyable to watch it. But also might have been very much an expectations thing. I wanted like the first one, didn't. So I wouldn't in the second one being like, well, now I'm ready for a piece of shit. And so I was slightly more entertained. I do like Blade Runner 2049. And I love Batista's scene in it too. I do agree. It's a little long. It's a little, I can feel why you might not totally get into it and hold on. But I love Batista's scene. He ended up getting like a little a spin-off like short because of it. He got his own Funko Pop based on the character here. Villeneuve brought him back for Dune. Like, he's so good in this series. See a different level of Batista here in just a short amount of moments of some dialogue followed by a cool fight scene. So Blade Runner.
All right.
yeah.
There you go.
All right. It's gonna be Blade Runner.
Okay, so that's going to be it
Yeah.
for this tournament. So we will go back and we will start to fly through and get to a winner here. So
We'll fly through.
all right,
Yeah.
okay,
All right. 10 seconds or less if we can.
if we can, yeah, we'll try.
Yeah.
All right,
We'll do our best. I'm not gonna be too picky about it.
yeah, I think we will because we said our piece about these. So we'll start with Spectre,
Yeah.
Batista
Man on the Moon.
versus Jerry Lawler, Man on the Moon. So we will go with Jacob first.
Man on the Moon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll also go Man on the Moon.
I'll go Spectre.
Okay,
JPO.
Man on the Moon.
Yeah.
Richie.
Richie.
Man on the Moon.
Okay,
Yeah.
Man on the Moon moves
Man on the
on.
Moon.
All right.
It is.
Okay.
We got the Running Man against Ready to Rumble. Ooh.
Ready to Rumble. Ooh, interesting. Okay, I'm up first. Ready to Rumble is fun, but I love the Running Man, and I think it's got some better wrestling elements than Ready to Rumble. So I'll say Running Man.
Yeah, like as much as I want to vote for Ready to Rumble because it's fun, but I got to go with the Running Man. Yeah.
JPO.
You know, it's also fun voting for Ready to Rumble.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Richie.
We can't say Ready to Rumble too much. Michael Buff will sue us because he's very protective of that fucking.
Yes.
It's weird. Ready to Rumble.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jacob.
Jacob.
Well, in that case, I'll vote for the David Arquette movie,
Ooh. All right.
so I don't have to say it.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Right up. There we
Ready to
go.
Rumble. Yeah. All right. Takes it. We got Hotel Artemis up against Riddick.
Okay, two Batista movies. All right. So, Jordan.
I'll probably go with Hotel Artemis. I think it's better. So yeah.
All right. JPO.
Batista impression. Hotel Artemis.
Yeah. Richie.
Just quickly, if you want to be entertained, watch Xavier Woods and Tyler Breeze sing Batista's song. It's very funny. Anyway, Hotel Artemis.
Yeah.
If you want to be entertained, watch Xavier Woods and Brad Matt.
Yeah. Jacob.
I'll go Hotel Artemis.
Yeah. And Austin.
And I would have gone with Riddick. So there you go.
All right. Yeah.
Hotel Artemis.
Hotel Artemis. All right. We have Warrior up against Spider-Man.
Ooh, this one could get interesting.
Yeah.
Okay,
Ooh.
so
It could get
JPO.
interesting. Shoot.
You know what would have been a good match?
What
Kurt
about
Angle versus
Fiat?
Macho Man. We never got that, huh? I'm gonna go Warrior.
Okay.
Yeah. Richie?
And I'll go Spider Man.
Yeah. Jacob?
Warrior.
Yeah. Austin?
I'm gonna go Spider-Man. Keep it interesting.
Yeah. I think if we're going by which the performances that you like more and which one, I don't know, could be considered more fun, I got to go with Spider-Man with Macho Man. So.
All right.
Yeah.
Hey, that scene rules.
Yeah,
we
yeah.
all agree on that.
Yeah.
Also, scene is
Right.
fucking great.
Yeah.
All
Good
right.
stuff. But
They Live
against
Stay tuned. Okay.
Okay.
I think we can just put They Live through and we'll just save a little time.
Yeah,
even I won't vote for Stay Tuned over They Live.
Yeah.
So I don't see that one making any objections. It's fine.
Yeah.
We'll skip some time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it more. Maybe it'll have a better matchup. And we'll probably have another better matchup next round, as we can see. So
Wrestler versus Pulver.
Do we need to skip this one too?
Yeah, you can skip it too. if you
Yeah,
want.
the wrestler.
Yeah, just put 12 rounds there. 12 rounds is great.
Yeah. That was the 12 rounds. Yeah. We got Trainwreck versus Predator.
Okay, this might be interesting. We'll see. Yeah. Okay. All right. So John Cena, comedic side role versus Jesse Ventura, and a side role also kind of comedic. He has some funny stuff in there. Richie.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna Trainwreck.
Yeah. Jacob.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Trainwreck as well. I really love John Cena in that movie.
Yeah. Austin.
This stuff will make you a goddamn sexual tyrannosaurus, just like me. I'm gonna go Predator.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. This one's tough because Like I was a really big champion on Trainwreck when I worked at the theater, trying to get everyone to see it when no one really wanted to. But I'll still vote for Predator though.
All right,
My
JPO.
Love them both. I gotta go Predator.
Oh, all right. Close. A lot closer. Okay.
Yeah.
The Predator, yeah.
Predator, yeah.
Not my favorite scene. Not my favorite scene, but it's like because LeBron James is great. Is when he pretends he forgot his wallet. He's like, and then Bill Hader's just like, "Oh fuck you."
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Bumblebee.
We got Bumblebee up against Army of the Dead.
Army of the Dead somehow made it through last time. I forgot about that.
Made it through against Blade somehow.
Okay. Jacob.
Trinity.
Yep. Was it?
Who?
Jacob.
Oh, Jacob.
Oh, Bumblebee.
Yeah. Austin?
I haven't seen Bumblebee, so I'll go Army of the Dead.
Yeah. I haven't seen Army of the Dead, so I'll go Bumblebee.
All right.
JPO.
I've seen them both. I'm going Bumblebee.
Okay. Richie?
And Richie.
Bumblebee.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bumblebee goes through.
Bumblebee. All right.
Okay.
All right. That'll be the end of that side.
There
So.
we go. We'll get some tougher matches in the one leading up to the poll on that side.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to the Rowan Atkinson spin-off Man versus Bumblebee.
Yeah, right. Yeah. But we got Mad Max, Fury Road,
versus Blockers.
Blockers.
So I'm up first. So even though I like Mad Max more, I'm going to go with my wrestler in the movie logic and go Blockers because John Cena gives a better wrestler performance and Nathan Jones is kind of background fodder. So I'll go Blockers actually.
Yeah, that actually is true. Like I almost say the same exact thing. I think Mad Max is way better, but like as far as wrestlers
for this tournament, I'm going to go Blockers. Yeah,
you got to give it to John Cena here. Yeah, so Blockers. Yeah. JPO.
My sentiments exactly. I think you could even quiz a wrestling fan, and go, Nathan Jones is in Mad Max, and they might not even know because he is kind of just background. Johnson's great in Blockers, so Blockers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Richie.
He's also in Spiderhead. I didn't know that. That was a wrestling trivia question. Anyway,
Oh wow.
Yeah. Same logic here. That's where my mind is going. So I'm going to go Blockers as well.
Yeah. Jacob.
Let's make it a clean sweep.
All right.
Ooh.
Fair enough.
I was going to cock block the Blockers clean sweep, but you didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, the first time around, I meant to shout out this scene from Blockers where they get in a car wreck and the car's literally straight up and down kind of thing. It's like, what the frick? So like a little chuckle there. Yeah. But we got Guardians of the Galaxy.
Rocky 3. Okay. All right. Jordan Anderson, you're up first.
Man, I want to see Clubber Lang take on Drax the Destroyer. Let's see what happens. I think Drax would probably destroy him, no pun intended. But so I think, I think that just for the overall wrestling logic we've been using, because this is a pretty tough matchup, but I'm going to go Guardians of the Galaxy. I think that there's more for Dave Bautista to do in the Guardians. So, JPO?
On both levels, I'm going to go with Guardians too.
Yeah, that comes up later.
That's not the one I'm going on.
TOO.
Richie?
Yeah, I'll go Guardians.
Yeah. Jacob?
Guardians.
Yeah.
And I would have gone for the Ultimate Male versus the Ultimate Meatball. I would have gone Rocky 3.
Yeah. Sure. But we got Guardians. All right. We have Ed Wood against Batman and Robin.
Okay. All right, JPO.
Oh, Ed Wood.
All right.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's fun to talk about Batman and Robin, but yeah, Ed Wood.
Okay.
Yeah. Jacob?
It's also fun to talk about Ed Wood.
Yeah.
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 Austin?
Oddly enough, for whatever reason, I've watched Ed Wood like 4 times in the last year, so I'll go Ed Wood. I put it on a lot. Yeah.
Well, let's make it a clean sweep, but I mean, I'll go back to Batman and Robin plenty of times, but
hey, to be fair, Batman and Robin, if anybody didn't see it, won our Guilty Pleasures tournament. So
it did, yeah.
It's actually won a tournament here on Tournament Fights, oddly enough. Yes.
Yeah. But we got the Water Boy up against Halloween.
Okay, that's a weird match. Yeah.
All
right, Richie?
Water Boy.
Yeah. Austin?
In this one, I'm going to go the one that has the more significant. Oh, I'm sorry. Skip Jacob. Yeah, skip Jacob.
Did you miss somebody? You skipped somebody.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah, sorry, that was my bad. Austin. Jacob?
And I think I got confused because he said that. I was like, oh, shit. Did I miss something?
Yeah.
So,
I'm gonna go with Halloween actually.
No.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm going to go with the guy who makes more of an impact on the whole movie. I'm going to go Halloween.
Yeah. Well, I've never seen Halloween, so I got to go Waterboy, and I love Waterboy, so yeah, I'll just go with that.
Yeah, JPO.
20 years later, Big Show's still talking about the return of Captain Insano happening soon. There's a reason for that. So I'm going to vote with my heart and my Abdul Amnagata and go for Waterboy.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, the Water Boy.
Is
Okay.
is Captain Insano
That's
going to
Waterboy.
be
Yeah.
coming soon as much as Veer Mahan was coming soon?
But he did say that like a year or two ago, so kind of.
Maybe he makes like a cameo in like Hubie Halloween 2 or some shit like that. Who knows?
Yeah.
I don't know about a movie, but I know I think he'll be in the video game, and then they'll do that. I think it's kind of what the plan is.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
And they'll do
My
it back in
The game was
kind of
bad, by the
way.
way. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
We'll see what happened.
All right. My
Spy
Spy
or
or Sisters? All right, Jacob.
Yeah.
Sisters.
Yeah, this one I'm going to go Sisters. John Cena is really funny in that movie.
Yeah, I got to go Sisters. Yeah.
Okay. JPO.
Man, poor Batista keeps getting knocked out by Cena. Sisters.
Yeah.
He's had a couple movies. He's had a couple movies.
Again.
He's had 2 or 3 movies go through so far. So he's,
this is the Bumblebee and whatever Army of the Dead.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Don't feel bad for Batista. He beat him at SummerSlam. And 1 year.
He broke his
Sister
neck that
are
one
doing
time.
it for themselves because sisters.
All right.
For some reason, whenever I think about this, I think of the SNL, the Lawrence Welk, we're sisters, we're sisters, and I'm Darlene.
Yeah.
But
Hello.
we got
X-Men
X-Men, the first one, going up against
versus Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Okay. I'm up first. I'm going to go the original X-Men on this one.
Yeah, I think I'm also going to go X-Men on this one. GPO.
Okay.
I'm gonna go Guardians 2. This has more to do than Sabretooth.
Okay.
Yeah. Richie?
That's where my logic goes to. Guardians 2.
Jacob?
It's good logic. I just don't like the way the character is portrayed. X-Men.
Yeah. Same.
Mm.
Same way.
She said it was good logic there. Just saying.
Yeah.
It was good.
Good luck for us.
X-Men.
You don't agree with that logic.
Yeah. Sherlock Holmes up against Hobbs and Shaw.
Hobbs and Shaw. Okay. Jordan Anderson. Go first.
I think I got to go with Hobbs and Shaw pretty easily here. So yeah, Hobbs and Shaw.
JPO.
Not super easily, but I agree. Hobbs and Shaw.
Yeah.
Okay.
Richie.
I'll go Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah. Jacob.
I will go Hobbs and Shaw.
Yeah.
And I would have gone Sherlock Holmes.
Ooh.
All
That's
right.
close, but
Hobbs and Shaw. Okay.
Yeah. All right. And we got the
All right.
Princess Bride up against Blade Runner 2049.
Okay. JPO.
Yeah.
Yeah, just blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm tired of, Princess Bride.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Blade Runner 2049.
Yeah, Princess Bride.
Yeah.
Blade Runner 2049.
Okay.
Jacob.
Y'all need to learn to enunciate.
Yeah.
The Princess Bride.
Yeah.
Watch more movies, Jacob.
Yeah. Austin.
I don't know what he voted for yet. Hang on. What did Jacob vote for?
The Princess Bride.
Okay, just making sure. I thought he was emphasizing the elocution thing.
Oh yeah.
You enunciated too much.
So I'll go with I think we should have more of the old school wrestlers in the movies thing, and Princess Bride is one of the better examples of that. I'll say Princess Bride.
Yeah. I'm gonna do what my grandma says on her answering machine when you call, because she gives the whole spiel, and at the end she says, "Please speak slowly and distinctly," because she has a hearing problem. So I'm gonna vote for the Princess Bride.
Okay, Princess Bride moves on.
Yeah.
All right.
And that'll be it. For that.
Okay, so we're getting down. The next ones will be in the poll, whatever wins this round. So here we go. Okay.
All right. So we got Man on the Moon Up against
Yes, Ready to Rumble. Okay. So
Yeah.
two movies that actually feature genuine wrestling scenes in them out of the wrestlers in the movies. So that's fun. So we'll start with Richie.
As much as I like Ready to Rumble, Man on the Moon's a better movie. Man on the Moon.
Jacob?
Yeah, but I feel like we can't do a wrestlers in movies tournament and not get Ready to Rumble, at least in the poll. Ready to Rumble.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm split on the logic because Jerry Lawler was a big part of that movie as far as like the career of Andy Kaufman, and he was a big wrestling fan. But it's like the other one's got all of the wrestlers. It's like, I'll go Man on the Moon. Just by a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like Ready to Rumble needs to be in that poll, so I'm gonna vote for Ready to Rumble.
All right, we'll take it down to JPO and see what he thinks.
I get what you're saying, Jacob, and if there was no wrestling in Man on the Moon, it might have swayed me. But it's a big part of the movie here. It's an iconic, mainstream moment with David
Okay,
Letterman.
10 seconds, Jordan. 10 seconds.
Yeah.
When I was a boy and I was only 9 years old, I walked into the theater and I voted for Man on the Moon.
It was a warm June evening when I was born. It's a Man on the Moon.
Man on the Moon, all right.
All right. We have Hotel
I
Artemis.
guarantee one of the first comments is going to be, what about Ready to Rumble?
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
All right. So Jacob, Spider-Man versus Hotel Artemis.
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll also go Spider-Man. Fun wrestle roll.
Yeah, I will also go Spider-Man. GPO?
How do we not have Bonesaw in the final? Yeah, Spider-Man.
Yeah. Richie.
Yeah, Hotel Artemis had a good run, and it's a good movie you should check out. But yeah, Spider-Man.
Yeah.
All right. Well, two movies have made it through that genuinely have wrestling scenes with the wrestlers in the movies, so that's cool.
Right.
yeah. So that's cool. Always fun. So They Live, Roddy Piper. It's gonna be tough versus the wrestler.
Oh shit!
Ooh.
I feel like this could be a
This
could be a championship. Yeah, that could be a championship if it was on opposite sides. So I gotta go first. This is tough because one's like about the whole wrestling culture. The other one's got a great iconic wrestler in the performance.
Who was the star of the whole thing?
Yeah, damn. I'm gonna go with the wrestler who completely starred in the movie as opposed to the wrestlers who were supporting roles. I'm gonna go with They Live.
Yeah, that's the same logic that I have. That I gotta go with the one that starred and was great in the starring role. They Live. So.
But I wouldn't be mad if the other one goes through. We'll see what happens. JPO?
We'll see. I'll give it a shot. The wrestler.
Okay.
Yeah. Richie.
Yeah, I have to follow that logic. I think I have to follow that logic that the main wrestling star is the main star in the movie, so I'll go They Live.
Yeah. Jacob.
Yeah, I'll follow the logic and go with They Live.
All right.
Yeah.
That was a tough one.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, just to mention it, that if you guys know Carl Sherlock from the Community, like he used to do the show called the Sherlock Reel, and he said this was his final here. These two, and They Live.
That could have been a final. Had the wrestler been on the other side or something, or They Live on the other side. Like this could have been a final. Yeah, this is tough. And it's funny because had the wrestler gone through, it would have been yet another movie that has wrestling scenes with wrestlers in the movie. So
right.
I'm enough. So all right. We got
Predator up against Bumblebee.
Okay. So we will go Jordan Anderson first.
Well, depends on the logic because I think John Cena's in Bumblebee way more than Jesse Ventura, but I think the Predator is a lot better, so I'm gonna go with Predator. So, JPO?
Predator.
All right.
Yeah.
Richie?
Richie?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the logic of like John Cena's in it more. He's good, so I'm gonna go Bumblebee.
Yeah. Jacob?
Predator.
Yeah. And Austin?
I still think Jesse Ventura creates a really just memorable character in Predator, so I'm going to go Predator.
Yeah. Predator.
All right.
Sounds good. All right. So we'll move to the other side. We got blockers up against Guardians of the Galaxy.
Okay. JPO is up first on this one.
Okay, now Batista might take out Cena. For me, anyways, Guardians.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Richie?
No, I'm going to see how far this can go. I'm going to go blockers.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Well, Jacob?
No, I think it's time for Batista to get his revenge on Cena. Guardians.
Yeah.
You broke Cena's neck once. What do you want?
Yeah.
I
Oh, why do we have to get personal, Richie? It's about the movies.
Yeah.
I think this is a case where Guardians really propelled Batista into the mainstream as an actor. So I'm going to go Guardians.
Yeah. I think this was like Batista's most memorable role that most people remember him for, even though he's had some other pretty good roles. But I mean, yeah. So I got to go with Guardians.
All right.
So
So Batista finally gets in the poll with Guardians of the Galaxy.
yeah.
All right.
We have Ed Wood up against the Water Boy.
Okay. Kind of two supporting roles, or just kind of
Yeah.
almost background roles. Yeah. So we'll see. Yeah, we'll go to Richie first.
Just because he's got more to do, I'll say George Animal Steel and Edward. So Edward.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jacob.
Edward.
Yeah. Austin.
Yeah, because I think it's the better movie as well, and he's in it more. I'll go Edward.
I like both these movies for totally different reasons, so I can say one's better than the other for totally just different reasons. So it's kind of a coin flip, but I think it'll land on Ed Wood. So yeah.
Okay. So yeah, JPO.
Mama said Waterboy.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Fair enough, but it's going to be Edward this time. So
Mama said Edward's going through.
Yeah. We got
Sisters.
Sisters up against X-Men.
X-Men. Okay. All right, Jacob is up first.
X-Men.
Okay.
Yeah. Austin.
I'm gonna go Sisters here. I want to say Sisters came out before Trainwreck. I know they're the same year, but that's where I really stood up and took notice of John Cena as a really funny comedic actor. So I'm gonna go Sisters.
Yeah, I don't think Sister really holds a candle to the original X-Men in my book, but the role for John Cena, I just think is just so much better and memorable. So I got to go with Sisters. Yeah.
Okay.
JPO.
Yeah, I'll champion that. Sisters.
Yeah.
Okay.
Richie.
Yeah. John Cena has a more memorable role than Tyler Mane does in X-Men, so I'll go Sisters.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
Sisters it is. All right.
Okay, but I think actually, Trainwreck came out first. I'm sorry, I had that backwards
Yeah,
because Sisters came out December. But I mean, and they're both
Yeah.
the same year, so you can see how I get it confused. But
Yeah.
but he both had really good supporting comedic roles. So yeah, really good.
Yeah. Then we got Hobbs and Shaw up against The Princess Bride.
Okay. All right. Okay. Sorry, I'm writing the other one down real quick. Sorry about that. Me first. Yeah, even though I'm not as high on it, I like it more than Hobbs and Shaw. So I'll say Princess Bride, and Andre's great in that movie. So yeah, Princess Bride.
Yeah, this one's kind of tough because I was shocked how much I liked Hobbs and Shaw. I really surprised myself. But Under the Giant is just so great. So let's have an old school wrestler in there. Let's go Princess Bride. GPO?
Yeah, on both levels, I'm gonna go for Princess Bride.
Okay.
Yeah.
You want a peanut? Princess Bride.
Yeah. And Jacob?
Yeah, Princess Bride. Andre has more to do.
Yeah.
I think that word does not mean what you think it means. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and I think people would be up in arms if Princess Bride hadn't made it either, because I think Andre is pretty iconic in that role and as a wrestler in a movie. It's one of the ones you think of. So at least he made the poll. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah. We have an Elite Eight, so now just going to.
All right. So we're just going to get to an actual winner, and there could be some tough matches coming up here. So we'll see what happens. So we may have to really break down the logic in this one and see where we go. So Man on the Moon versus.
I believe it's
Spider-Man. Okay, this could be interesting. Spider-Man versus Man on the Moon. 2 wrestling scenes in wrestling movies with wrestlers. So, yeah. All right, we go to Jordan Anderson first.
Yeah, I just don't really get Man in the Moon. I think that movie's just annoying. So I haven't voted for it like this whole time. So I got to go Spider-Man.
All right. JPO?
JPO.
I get it, man. I get it. Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like there's Jude Law has more to do with Man in the Moon. He's more integral to the story, but I just think that scene is, iconic. And people talk about that outside of wrestling. I think that's, people who don't know who Macho Man is know who Bonesaw is. So I'm going to go Spider-Man.
Yeah. Jacob?
Same exact reasoning. Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think in a movie that's really great, in a comic book movie, the fact that scene stands out so much and is so memorable and people still talk about it 20 years later is pretty cool. And I love Man on the Moon. I'm glad it made the poll. But yeah, I'll go Spider-Man.
Yeah. Spider-Man it is. All right.
Okay.
We got They Live up against Predator. Ooh, could be tough.
Okay. All right. JPO. Yeah, Battle of the 80s here. Yeah, so.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And really two iconic 80s movies with two iconic 80s wrestlers, to be fair, and personalities. So, yeah.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna go with the lead. I'm gonna go with They Live.
Yeah.
All right, Richie.
Yeah, I think I got to take the lead here and say They Live.
Yeah. Jacob?
Yeah, They Live.
Yeah. Austin?
Yeah, we rarely get a movie where the wrestler is the lead and is a great movie as well. So, yeah, I'll say They Live.
Oh, yeah, and for all the reasons you guys said, They Live. So.
All right. There you go.
They Live.
Okay.
We have Guardian Galaxy versus Ed Wood.
Okay. We will go to Richie
first.
Yeah. This is hard, actually.
Richie.
Yeah.
Just because I think it's more, it's got more to do. I'll say Guardians, but I won't be mad if Ed Wood goes for it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna keep things interesting this time and go Ed Wood. Tie it up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. I think Batista may, in this case, have more of the pop culture impact as far as a wrestler kind of transcending, being a wrestler and go full-fledged actor. And I love Ed Wood. Again, I'm glad I made the poll. So, but this time I'll go Guardians.
Yeah, well, for me, my logic is when you see Guardians, you know that Drax the Destroyer is played by a wrestler. When you see Ed Wood, I wouldn't even have known that guy was played by George the Animal Steel because I'm just a casual wrestling fan. I didn't know, so someone had to tell me. So I got to go with Guardians. So,
okay. All right,
JPO.
I don't know if I follow that logic completely. There's a lot of other wrestlers besides just the main, world champs. But I will go with Guardians as well, though.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, Guardians.
Well, to be fair, I didn't even know that he was a wrestler. Period. I didn't know. So
yeah.
But Richie.
No, Richie already went.
Okay. So what is it?
Guardians. Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. Okay, so we got two comic book movies so far, with wrestlers and a sci-fi action film. So we'll see what happens here. We got Sisters and The Princess Bride.
Right.
Okay.
Two comedies. So.
Yeah, two comedic movies. One more of an adventure, and one just a kind of a buddy comedy. So Jacob.
The Princess Bride.
Yeah. Austin.
Again, I'm not as high on the overall movie. But in this case, I will take the more iconic wrestler performance and go The Princess Bride.
Yeah. Well, I am pretty high in the overall movie, so I'll vote Princess Bride.
Okay. JPO?
Yeah, Princess Bride.
Okay.
Yeah.
Clean sweep, Princess Bride.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
Princess Bride.
Okay. So here we go. We're in our final four. Spider-Man versus They Live. This could get interesting.
Right.
All right.
Yeah.
Man.
You first?
Yeah. Do I go with the wrestler in the wrestling scene and the great character, or do I go with the wrestler who made a great movie as the lead? Man. for the theme of best wrestlers in movies, I'll go They Live. So
yeah, like
yeah.
I'm the same way. Like if we're just doing overall movies here, like I'd probably vote Spider-Man, but for They Live, or I mean for this topic of best wrestlers in movies, I gotta go with They Live. Yeah.
Okay,
JPO.
Spider-Man.
Okay.
Yeah. Richie.
They Live.
Yeah. Jacob.
I would also go with They Live.
Okay. They Live makes it to the
Championship.
finals. All right,
And
here
it's
we
gonna
go.
win again the same way.
It
that
won in
was.
it won Papa West
Oh,
tournament.
sure.
Papa West one, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It won his tournament too. Yeah.
Mhm.
So
Guardians of the
Yeah,
Galaxy
Guardians.
versus Princess Bride.
Right.
So yeah, Batista versus Andre the Giant. So yeah, old school and new school. And the same thing with the other one, kind of two sort of old school, but Randy Savage sort of made it into new school. He was still wrestling a little bit,
right.
early 2000s.
I'd love
Anyway,
to see this matchup though between Batista and Andre. Oh, yeah.
it would probably be a pretty bad match, actually.
Think so?
Yeah.
Andre wipe the floor with them, or
No, I just think it would be a bad match. It would not be a good match.
Andre wouldn't be hardly mobile, and Batista wouldn't be able to carry him. So
Yeah. It just wouldn't be a good match. But yeah, as opposed to back in the day, did Randy Savage and Roddy Piper ever have a match against each other? I don't know.
Maybe WCW.
Maybe WCW. I don't know. Yeah, JPO fact check that while we're doing this.
Yeah.
If Macho Man and Roddy Piper ever cross paths. Anyways, Guardians of the Galaxy versus Princess Bride, and we'll go to Jordan Anderson first.
Oh man, this is tough. If you think of like the overall character and the wrestler, their performance, man, I just think that Batista kind of shines a slightly more to me, so I'll go with Guardians.
Okay, JPO.
All right, so the history of Piper and Savage, they had a lot of house show matches dating to October of 1986. They battled on the Madison Square Garden Network in a 6-man tag, a rumble. Well, yeah, nothing, no one-on-ones until WCW, March of 98 on a Nitro for 3 minutes. And then on the Great American Bash, which also must have been a cluster or like a short-lived 2-minute match. So never a big banger between the two ever. Well,
and both when they weren't exactly in the prime of their career, and Roddy Piper had hip surgery by then, had like a metal hip, and couldn't move very much.
Yeah, Great American Bash, a minute 37. That's their big singles.
Wow. Imagine being like, imagine like buying the pay-per-view, like, oh man, Macho Man.
They're finally going to square off.
Oh,
man, what Guardians and Princess Bride?
What a letdown.
Guardians versus Princess Bride. Andre versus Batista. Yeah.
Batista just power bombed Andre. Guardians.
No, sorry, Ric Flair is not in that match when you went woo. But Richie,
he's a guy you'd think would be in movies, but he wasn't.
He wasn't.
Yeah. You think?
But yeah, I'm gonna say like it might be unfair logic because Andre passed away. But I just feel like Guardians did more for it made Batista have a different career. It propelled him to stardom. Whereas people, obviously Andre was a huge star. People remember this really fondly. But yeah, I just feel like Batista's had to capitalize on it more. But that might be unfair logic because Andre's in ill health. But unfair logic, whatever it is, I'm going to go with Batista and Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
I got there in time.
A little more than 10 seconds, Richie. I don't know about got there in time.
I got there in Jordan's time. There you go.
It was after the buzzer. It was after, but we'll still count. Yeah. What, Jacob?
I will go with the Princess Bride.
Yeah. Austin?
I would have gone Princess Bride, but just by a hair. But Guardians is going to take it. So
yeah.
All right.
I always thought, though, speaking of Ric Flair, like I always thought that I could see him as a Superman villain. I don't know why, but I always thought that. Like an original Superman villain,
The only the only thing that I remember him in that's not like wrestling related. He was one of the guys in the Command & Conquer 3 game. He's in the menu.
Oh, it was. Oh wow. Interesting.
So by the way, JPO, I looked up the Bash '98. So it was this weird thing where there was a tag match with Bret Hart and Hulk Hogan versus Macho Man and Roddy. And then after the match, for some reason, I still can't get it out of the description here, they then had a 1-minute match right afterwards against each other.
Oh, I see that now. Yeah, I skipped that, but yeah, I see
It's
that
very
now.
weird. That's weird. And I can't even understand why with this review. Like, it doesn't even the reviewer's like, I don't know why there was like a 1-minute match right afterwards. It's very strange. So I don't know.
Yeah, I don't see like DQ or count out. Like it looks like it was a pinfall or something too.
It was it's I don't know. Weird. Wrestling is weird. WCW is weird. So
we have a final, so this is
all right. They live in Guardians. So kind of new school versus old school. Yeah, Roddy Piper versus Batista. So two big breakout roles. So here we go. So JPO, you're up first. They live in Guardians.
Oh boy. I can see where it's going, but I'm gonna. They live.
Yeah, Richie.
Yeah, I mean, I know it's won a poll before, but I think it deserves to win this poll. And if we're going to have any poll, it deserves to win this poll. I mean, this tournament. So they live.
Yeah, Jacob.
Yeah, I'm gonna go starring over supporting and go with They Live.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat because we got a lot of bad, like Hulk Hogan starring, vehicles later, and that just weren't good. And this is one of the few like good movies with a good wrestler and a good performance. They live.
Yeah. Yeah, I gotta go with They Live. I think that it's just like you guys said, the starring performer and. Like one of the best movie posters, like almost ever made.
It's a great poster.
Yeah, really good. So yeah, I'm gonna go with They Live.
All right. Well, Roddy Piper rules the day with They Live.
Right.
There you go. All right. Hey, it's an iconic wrestler in a movie performance, so I think it's appropriate. I had a feeling it might at least make like the Final Four or the championship, so I knew it would be a favorite depending on what it went against. But the wrestler could have been a favorite if it was on the other side as well. It could have been Final Four.
Yeah.
I think, for sure.
Yeah, we could have some different matchups if we had different things like that.
Yeah. So actually, just for fun, let me run down the wrestlers that made the Elite Eight instead of the actual movies. I'll just run down the actual wrestlers. So we had Batista has a movie in there with Guardians of the Galaxy, George the Animal Steel and Ed Wood, John Cena making it with Sisters and a comedic performance. We had Andre the Giant in The Princess Bride, Jerry Lawler in Man on the Moon, Randy Savage with Spider-Man, Roddy Piper with They Live, and Jesse Ventura with Predator. So a good mix.
Yeah. It's a solid mix. Yeah.
That's a solid 8. I like it.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Cool.
Well, yeah, and then eventually we'll get to our The Rock versus like maybe
I think it was going to be. I really think Rock and Jason Statham are kind of the two action heroes we haven't talked about. The kind of the modern day Arnie and Sly. Just because Statham is kind of in that same charisma, the same level,
they just do similar movies where it's like, where it's like if this movie had anyone else in it, it would be a bad movie, but because it's got them in it, it's kind of
they both have like really good movies. They have a lot of really mediocre, average movies and some bad movies. So I think it'll work out. So I think it'll be a good mix, and we'll get 30 some out of each one of them. And we'll let it run. I think that'll be a fun one for versus Rock versus. And again, they have a crossover movie, or a couple of crossovers movies, really, because Hobbs and Shaw's not the only one. If we're crossing those two over, you got Fate of the Furious and Furious 7, all that kind of stuff. So, there you go.
Yeah. We could name it like Hobbs and Shaw or something. I don't know. We could name the name of the episode. But in the comment section, Malcolm had a kind of interesting fact. Like, any matches where Batista faced up against Roddy Piper.
Well, that's not what we were talking about because Roddy Piper was retired by then. Yeah.
But he did team up though, like is what he's saying though. They had a team up or something.
That was the weird thing where he came in for like the Mr. America for like a little while, and like it was with like Rikishi and had weird matches.
I think this was around the time where Ric Flair and Roddy Piper won the tag titles, and let's be having fun.
Yeah. It's just kind of interesting that they actually like teamed up in some capacity. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, that was fun. So thanks again, guys. And yeah, we'll go ahead and we'll do some plugs here, and then we'll have to think about the next big wrestling thing we want to do. If we want to do like the like tag team, the
faction.
or no, the best factions, or sorry, I didn't mean to say tag team. I meant to say best entrance music over on Patreon too.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of ideas. We also got to talk about women. Women at some point. Too.
Women's wrestlers. Yeah, I mean, we got a couple. Yeah, we got more tournaments we can do, and if we can think of another way to work in wrestlers in movies somehow, we can always do that. As well. So we'll figure something out. Yeah.
Yeah, whenever the next big wrestling event is, we can schedule it then.
Yeah, maybe around Survivor Series or something. Yeah.
That's also an interesting thing. Like we talk about wrestlers in movies, they're all dudes because a lot of women haven't had like the opportunity to be in like a decent a big role in a
no, unless you count like Ronda Rousey, but
she's the only one. Yeah, but that's about it. You would think like Trish Stratus would have done she's done movies like direct to DVD or TV movies, but yeah, it's like nothing theatrical or you would think though. So.
It wouldn't surprise me in a few years if Becky Lynch does some stuff, but
she's in a Marine.
Yeah.
Yes, she is. She's a villain. She's a healer.
Well, you thought China might have done a movie besides a sex tape, things like that.
She was in a couple in a small role.
Yeah. Or there's always that one wrestler, I forget her name, but it's in the 40-year-old version and her boob pops out.
That's Kim Page. She's not really mad. Yeah, she wasn't a wrestler. Yeah, she was more of a ballet.
She was just known for being hot and being DDP's wife.
Okay, I was gonna say but yeah, cool. Well, we'll do some plugs. So we'll start with JPO. Where can we find you?
Well, yes, I love popping up on this show as well as other shows on this channel. Maybe like a show called The Lonely Marks, where me, Pez, Jacob, and Richie talk about some wrestling. We'll be scheduling that this Thursday, so check us out then. As for me, the Pierce Co. movie stuff, trivia, top tens, and then over the Pierce Wrestling channel, continuing a tournament over there with some wrestling trivia. And
Sounds good. Richie, where can we find you?
Well, yeah, I will be on the PSCO channel doing top 10. This week doing top 10 Ben Affleck.
Ben Affleck's the bomb.
Because I knew.
Oh, come on. Wait a minute. Who had Ben Affleck in their top favorite actors in the versus thing, the battles? Oh, me? And I'm not on that show? Okay, I got you.
I can't be there.
And he's coming back for Aquaman 2 as Batman.
Yeah. So like the top 10 Ben Affleck, that should be fun. Then like you said, Lonely Monks, recapping SummerSlam. Well, all in all, good show. Just a couple of bad booking ones, but not as bad as it. Not as bad booking as it would have been under if it was fully under Vince. But there's a couple of things that I expect.
Save it for Thursday.
Yeah, save it for the show.
I know. I'm not EKK. Cool. Fine. And then I'll probably also talk about briefly talk about the Ric Flair last match, which shouldn't happen. Other than that, I'm sure again, Jordan keeps an up to date of what I'm on or signed up for in tournament fights and stuff. So he'll tell you that. I'll be on there.
You'll be coming back for Brian Nussbaum's top 128. That's coming up. So.
Oh, okay, cool.
Is that Sunday?
Yeah. What's that?
Is it Sunday?
It is on a Sunday, so yeah. So yeah. Sunday, July 31st. It's coming up, but.
You mean July 31st? It's
already. Sorry. We gotta hurry up, y'all.
No. Sorry, that is. Where did it even go? That. Oh no, August 14th. Sorry, I don't know why I said that. That was like an old.
What's Sunday?
It's Sunday, August 14th.
No, what is this Sunday?
Oh, this Sunday.
A tier ranker of Action 2000 to 2004 tier ranker.
Yeah, 2004.
So it's a tier ranker instead of a tournament. Yeah, we'll do action movies.
Got a big list with a crap ton of stuff on here. So yeah, But
I mean,
yeah,
if someone pulls out, I might be able to pitch in. But yeah, just let me know. But
Yeah.
yeah, other than that, yeah, I'm around. I was just I was also just on a triple. Henry, I'll load it soon. But yeah, I was on there with trivia triple threat with a fan of friend of the PS Wrestling Channel, Rick. Well, not Rick. You know, he I versed him, and so that should be up there soon. Yeah. But other than that, I'm around.
yeah. Sounds good. Jacob, where can we find you?
Yeah, the previously mentioned Lonely Marks Thursday. We'll reveal who won the predictions. Spoilers. It wasn't me
Yeah.
again.
Hey, spoilers. I think me and Richie should have tied because I predicted the Money in the Bank attempted cash in,
Yeah.
but that didn't
Didn't you
actually happen.
predict it after the match?
Yeah, but none of you guys mentioned it before I mentioned it, and it happened.
I almost
Cash in,
predicted it
though.
correctly where he cashed in during the match. I was like, holy crap, am I going to get this right?
He didn't cash in though.
I know. I'm saying the attempted cash in. I talked about that.
No, but didn't you say he would also straight up lose though?
Yeah, it never had. It didn't go exactly the way I thought it would, but I predicted he would
No points.
try to do something. Yeah.
No points.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Austin, where can we find you?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with me and Henry. He doesn't text me back, and I don't know what's going on with the schedule. We're like 3 weeks behind on our ranking thing. We're still doing it. It's just weird. And me and Jacob will eventually get around to our blind directors thing. So, I tried to last night, but he was MIA on the messenger. So, yeah, we'll get to it. We'll get to it. So.
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, we'll just kind of keep an eye on your social and maybe in your post when you do stuff. But yeah, you can find us all over the social media at Movie Hero 2121 on Twitter and Instagram. You can find us in the Schmodown Friends and Family group. We're gonna have an Elite 8 poll for this episode, so that should be up at some point tomorrow, hopefully, and you can go vote and let us know. If you think Ready to Rumble should have been on this list, you can voice your opinion there. So, and then I meant to do a snack hero today, but time got away from me. I had some tech issues with the show, that's why we were a little late, and so I'm gonna do one tomorrow. I have it all set up and ready to go. So I got that tomorrow.
What gross shit are you gonna put in your mouth this time?
So I got some more ice cream, but it's like a weird flavor, but like not like a as weird flavor. It's I think it's cornbread with strawberry jam.
What the fuck?
It's like really weird.
It still sounds disgusting.
Yeah, and then I found some apple fritter Pop-Tarts, so I'm gonna try those. So that'll be interesting.
Richie's just like, you guys are, exploiting every bad stereotype about Americans and their weird fucking snacks and weird flavors and shit. America and a cornbread and jam ice cream. Get the fuck out of here. Even I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah,
what are you doing? What are we doing?
Yeah,
what are we
I don't
doing?
know, but
We don't have enough flavors
like
with the 50 like regular flavors of normal flavors of ice cream. We have to
right.
pizza and macaroni and shit. We can't just stick with the regular stuff. No?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And then I'm like down to like my like energy drinks that I know are going to be really nasty because I kind of save those for the end. Like I have some brands that have been just taste like straight up like cough syrup. They're bad, but so that might be a pretty negative episode. But it'll be fun though. Like I like trying stuff even if it's bad. Like I just do it for entertainment. So
I love the idea that one episode you're just gonna eat something and just like throw up on camera.
Yeah. I'm gonna like vomit or like pass out on screen. So I'm going live, but I'm just laying there like out cold. Yeah. but yeah, so me and Austin we're gonna be doing a podcast Friday because I waited to see when you guys were gonna do Lonely Marks for sure, and we'll take the other day. So we're gonna be doing our top 12 character actors. So we're gonna come up with like all those actors that you see in like all those TV shows, movies. You're like, I recognize the face, I don't always recognize the name. It's that one guy from that one thing. So we're gonna talk about them. We're going to show up pictures of them and everything like that. So yeah, that should be fun.
Well, yeah. What we're gonna do is I'm gonna send my list, to Jordan, and so he can get like a screenshot, like an IMDb picture or something of the person. Because when I say him, you might be like, oh, who? And we can put the picture up on the screen and be like, this person, that's his name, and and I'll tell you what famous recognizable movie roles they're in, something like that. So yeah.
If anyone wants to jump on for that episode too, we kind of leave it open mostly for people who are just on with the channel, but for some of our like more like regulars, if you guys want to jump on too, you can jump on. So you can just let me know. We can always use another person. Yeah. So, but some episodes that we have coming up. So the next one will be due next Sunday. It'll be the action one that we talked about. So it'll be 2000 and 2004 best action movies. Then we have our best talk show episode next Tuesday. So we'll be doing the daytime, the late night, all that stuff. A few from some other countries, a little bit. So yeah.
Are you full for that yet? Or
we are not full. So if you want to jump on, you can jump on.
Well, we were talking about that a lot. I thought you were going to be on the episode, Richie, because you were going to talk about that. Yeah, that'd be fun.
We never confirmed it or anything, but yeah, I'll put you on. And then we'll be doing Brian Nussbaum's Top 128 Part 1 coming up. We're doing the best franchises. So there'll be franchises with 3 or more movies. We had a long discussion about how we have to keep the MCU as one franchise. I finally gave in. I'm like, whatever, we'll do it.
Me and Malcolm had like an hour-long discussion with Jordan about why the MCU is one franchise. And
I think it needs to be split up, but it's
and then like I put up a poll, and then MCU as one franchise won pretty handily, like 75% to 25%.
Yeah,
so yeah.
Yeah, I was like, so I got to concede to it. Yeah, it is what it is. But then we'll have my top 128 championship coming up. We have our 3-way directors match. It'll be Spielberg, Scorsese, and Tarantino. We're mostly just using Tarantino to fill in just a couple of the last empty spots that we might have. Then we have Austin's favorite movies part 2, and then we'll also be. Going back to our yearly series, we'll be doing best movies of 2019, and to remind everyone on that it's a ladder series, even though it might be a little weird. I want to eventually get to like a best movie of all time. So the Elite 8 from the 2020 that'll be included, and then all the rest will be from 2019. It's kind of how it works. Yeah. So, but there's a little preview of what we have coming up. So
Charlie's Angels, yes.
I actually have, because it was playing at a movie theater when I worked there.
Oh, that's right.
I'm gonna have to watch that anyways for like a thing me and Henry are gonna do eventually with Charlie's Angels versus the Expendables for like a crossover thing. So I'm gonna actually watch it for that. So I'll see it before the show.
I mean, but you can hear my opinion of what I think of Kristen Stewart in that movie. So, but yeah,
I haven't seen it yet, so I can't say in that movie particularly. But yeah.
You don't we'll say though, she's pretty attractive in it. I'll give her that.
Yeah. But you don't have to worry about me voting for Chris. I mean, it depends what it goes up against, but
depends on what the movie is. Yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that'll do it for us tonight. So that was a fun time as always. So, and also too, just to remind everybody else. Also, before I forget, we do have a Patreon. So. If you go to patreon.com/moviehero, you can sign up for the Patreon on episode. We do exclusive episodes that you can only see on the Patreon. Like we did a tier ranker of all the Pixar movies. Me, Austin, and Jacob did that. So you can find that there. We're still brainstorming some ideas of what we're going to do for the next one. But I decided that I'm going to announce what the episode's going to be to the public so you can know it. And then based on that, and also some other things that we offer on the Patreon, you can decide if you want to sign up, because we do some giveaways. We do guaranteed spots on some episodes, and there's some crazy tiers where you can create your own episode and choose everyone that's going to be on it, and like that kind of stuff too. And so yeah, so just go to patreon.com/moviehero. So, but anyways, that will be it for the episode. So for JPO, for Richie, for Jacob, for Austin, I've been Jordan, the movie hero Anderson, and we'll see you next time.